Oh my god. Was it always this hard?
It is always this hard. We just forget every single time.
We forgot. It's been a while. It was
It's been
late 2020. It's now, of course, 2027. Hunter Biden's president.
the way the way that we do things, it would be 2027.
Yep.
Yeah. If we had to do several years of this at once, like 10 years of this all at once, yeah, it would take us forever.
Yeah.
It's a great day for America, everybody. Because this is the last podcast.
It's the last podcast.
To be recorded.
Oh, no.
Where both members of the podcast year or age begins with a 3.
I didn't even remember that this was my birthday podcast.
This is the last one that you're in your 30s.
Oh my god. Well, you have
Do you want to kill yourself?
You have dropped an obvious bombshell on me, but I hadn't been thinking about it. So, yeah. So, I don't know. If anyone wants to make me feel better, you can send me something.
Who are you?
I'm Scott. Who are you?
I don't know.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I guess the inflection really makes that sentence pop.
Just a sad, lonely man. Sleeping on a single mattress on the floor.
You got to
crying himself to sleep.
You got to do something about the bed. And you got to do something about having a bed, which you don't.
Yeah. Sometimes I sleep in this because I'm lazy and don't want to get up.
Chair. Yeah, you need to rejoin.
Invest.
You need to rejoin the ranks of bed owners.
Well, in a second, we'll tell everybody why. But finish your statement.
Sure.
Finish your 39-year-old statement.
My last 39-year-old statement. By the time you hear the end of our top 10, I'll be old.
Like the beach? You'll be the beach?
I'll be.
Scott will be old beach.
I would be a beautiful beach.
Not as nice as Furry Beach, though. Furry Beach is where it's at.
Just make the movie. Huh? Do you know how cool a movie that is?
Give us the money to make the movie, and we'll make the movie.
God damn it, that's a cool movie. Anyway, I'm on the verge of suicide. If you would like to talk me down from the ledge with money, you can very much do that by sending to paypal.me/notscotthenson. Now, people send me money sometimes, and people often send me money on my birthday. Let's be clear that this is a milestone birthday, so you should send more. Because in previous years, my life wasn't on the line, but now it is. This is serious, so give till I don't hurt. How about that?
That's a sad statement.
Yes. This is weird and I don't like it. I also don't like what we had to do to get to the podcast today.
No,
so I'm in a weird spot, and now we're gonna talk for a long time.
Yep. After spending several hours being together trying to get to where we are now, we still have to do about 5.5 to 6 hours of dealing with our. This is like doing live therapy where we talk about our hurt feelings and our scars from our past from the last 3 hours.
It really is. Yeah. We're talking about it's a weird self-fulfilling prophecy in that we're talking about on the podcast the trauma we went through in order to do the podcast.
Very funny.
Because it seems like we could cut out both and be happier.
No.
No?
No, can't.
Okay.
Can't. We can never be happy.
That much is true.
Yeah. Hey,
did you ever say who you were besides a sad man who doesn't have a bed?
I did not. I'm Drew. Hi. At Sarian Softpaws on things. Letterboxd, Twitter, Mastodon, PSN, Steam, Stream, Scream,
Queen,
Ice Cream.
I think I signed up for Mastodon, but I don't know.
Oh,
because
why do you not know?
Because I don't okay.
Okay, you're gonna finally show your colors?
I think I've become old slightly early. Because I am confused as fuck by Mastodon. Because it uses like a bunch of decentralized sites. Like, because it's not just Mastodon.com.
I mean, I only use the app, so I don't actually know.
That might be where I'm failing. Because it's all at like, it's all at various things.social.
Yeah.
Because there was like...
Yeah, mine's at Syrian Softpaws at Mastodon.social.
Okay,
because Mastodon is the social network.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of other things besides Mastodon.social.
Would you?
Because I saw a bunch of meow.socials, and I think I signed up under transfer.social. TRANSFUR.
Transfer... Yeah, I mean, I guess you can maybe create your own.
Yeah.
Because there's also meow.social.
Yeah, I saw lots of meow.socials.
I don't know.
And then I signed up through someone else's link on Fur Affinity, and theirs was transfer.social.
Weird.
Yeah. So...
then I have no idea.
I don't know how it works. I should probably just get the app. Also, do I even need to get the app? Because I'm probably not going to use it, but...
I mean, the only reason I use it is because sometimes I get art given to us in advance.
That's true. You scooped me on the Edgy Berserker art, which, by the way, excellent. Thanks, Edgy Berserker.
Thank you. There's so many things. There's like a million like at something dot. Like it's unlimited.
Yes, but
Mark Ruffalo is apparently on here.
But it all is Mastodon.
It's all Mastodon.
Yeah,
but like I don't understand why the like something dot social is like what does that mean or
I don't get it.
or man, there's a lot of like
I find it new and scary.
I like all of the like suggested like most popular accounts blah 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 are like all people I've never heard of.
They're probably TikTok stars.
No, like I think they're more like
rapists.
Maybe rapists. They're just like more of the like anti-Twitter people, but then you're like, who's this guy?
Like Mark Zuckerberg?
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's like, I've never heard of... NASA. Cool. One I've heard of. George Takei.
What the hell is NASA?
But like, yeah, all these people that have like, 80K followers, and like, who the fuck
on Mastodon?
Yeah.
There's 80K people, period, on Mastodon?
George Takei has 394K followers.
Holy shit.
Is that the highest one that I've seen? I mean, Mastodon itself has 789K followers. But bots.
Oh, I thought you meant it had 780K users. I'm like, no. So literally one out of every 2 users follows George Takei.
I guess.
Oh my.
Oh my. I didn't do anything wrong because I'm gay.
Did he call Clarence Thomas a black clown?
Yeah.
Blackface clown.
Blackface.
He called him a blackface clown.
Yeah, we sure did.
That's very funny.
But like,
that's the first time I've liked George Takei.
This girl, Molly White, has 69 K followers. Crypto researcher and critic, software engineer, Wikipedian.
Okay.
At Web3 is great creator, fellow at Harvard Library Innovative Lab, writer, and then the link to their thing. She/her.
Wikipedian. Yeah. She uses Wikipedia. She's what? She's edited entries on Wikipedia.
What I'm thinking is that she's bragging about being an editor of Wikipedia. That's like the saddest fucking thing.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
What's worse, that or Redditor?
Oh, well, now Wikipedian.
I don't know. I think the connotations of Reddit are worse than the connotations of Wikipedia. I think Redditors are worse than Wikipedians. That said, I've never heard of the term Wikipedia before. I don't know what to do with it.
I think the thing with Redditors is that you're kind of... It's more about your view or opinion.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Wikipedia, in theory,
just the facts,
is supposed to be factual information.
Yeah.
So you being a person who goes in and edits factual information
Yeah.
is way F-slurrier than...
What do you think about this? Wikipedians are bigger nerds. Redditors are bigger losers.
Yes.
We okay
That
with
is
that?
the correct statement.
Good.
Yes.
We got
Nobody who actively posts on Reddit has their life together or is considered a positive member of society.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam. Anyway.
Rules
are rules.
Rules are rules. I don't write the rules.
No.
I'm just here to make sure that people who don't follow them feel bad about themselves.
You're more of a Wikipedian than that. You're just stating the facts.
I'm just stating the facts.
Yeah.
And I'm asking questions.
I love that you've gone to beard brushing this early.
Beard's back.
This early in the pod. I like it.
It's weird when you don't really like you get up for work so early consistently, and you like never look at your face. And then I was washing my hands in the bathroom yesterday, and then just kind of like looked up and was like, I didn't realize I had so much of a beard.
I have
going
a beard.
on.
Yeah.
Like, so now I can brush it again.
Who makes that brush?
The Bearded Struggle.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I gave you that one
because the Beard Struggle.
Oh, because I kept the Manscaped one.
Yeah.
Do we have any news?
I don't know. Did you get an answer?
I did.
And the answer was no.
I was saving it for the pod.
Oh,
well, let's state what we let's bring everyone up to speed, and then I'll give the new news,
and you'll bring me up to speed,
and bring you up to speed, and then you can decide what to say after that.
Okay. So, as anyone who's listened for a long period of time knows,
we were contacted by Manscaped.com in October of 2022.
I was like 6 months ago,
or even more.
Well, yeah, more than 6 months ago.
I was in Tofino, and I thought it was a scam.
Yeah, or just like a random bot.
But then I saw it, like, the address was from Manscaped.com.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I have nothing to lose. I'm not going to give any vital...
I'm not going to give them my social insurance number.
Personal information. So I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, we're interested in sponsoring you because we sponsor every podcast. Are you not liking those donuts? You made a face.
No, I'm reacting to what he said by being like, oh, we sponsor everybody who has, what is it, 10,000 subscribers or something? What was the number?
Something like that. I definitely lied about our, like, because he just asked, like, what's your, what I still, and I don't want to ask him, but like, how did he get to me in the first place?
I don't know.
Like, because most people assume I contacted them. I'm like, no, I never even considered it. But I got an email from Manscaped out of the fucking blue who wanted to potentially give us money.
Do they just go on the streaming platforms where you would do the podcast?
I mean, I guess.
And just sort of like look at the ones that
how far down must we be? Like, we're not that big.
No, but I mean, I guess if everything that's like way higher up is already sponsored by either them or something else.
Yeah.
And maybe there was just a week that we had... like a higher download or stream count than normal.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this one's doing really, like, this is an up-and-comers.
Yeah, it could have been an up-and-comer thing, I guess. Yeah. But I was still shocked that they would go as low as us.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm like, yeah, sure, we can do that. Let's talk. And he's like, well, what's your, like, average, what's your demographic? What's your average rate? And I inflated it by...
Furries.
I'm going to say 100 times. and wasn't questioned on it. So, great. And then they did what? Then they did the
you
one.
Know what? That says a lot. Like now knowing how all of our interactions have gone.
Yeah.
That like this guy would.
That checks out.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. That he would not bother to follow up.
Why not?
When I said we had like, I think I said 16,000 listeners,
which is only like a couple hundred more than we actually have.
Yeah, we actually have 15,700.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, then we got put on a trial month.
Yeah.
Was it?
Trial month.
To see if we would be worth their while. And because we pushed it and you guys did your very important part.
Thank you, everybody, for buying things to look after their man areas. Or the man in your life.
Or the man in your life's areas. And they're like, all right, these guys are worth it. So then they signed us to a 3-month contract. and also gave us, to their credit, plenty of free shit.
Yeah, billions of free.
That was
product.
Never an issue. And I followed Drew's pop filter, just straight up fell off. So you'll probably hear some noises. Or did you mute? He muted. He's gonna work shit out while I keep talking, which is fine. So and then I was given options on how to invoice. I could either do PayPal or like a whole bank wire transfer thing. I'm like, the bank thing seems complicated, especially because we're going country to country, because they're obviously US based. So I'm like, let's do PayPal. That seems easy. I'll take the hit on the PayPal fee. It'll be worth the lack of hassle that PayPal will provide. So I invoiced on PayPal as instructed at the end of January for the first month, and not much came of it. But they said it's usually about 30 days. So I'm like, fine. And then did the same thing in February and the same thing in March. Are you unmuted now? Are you back on track?
I'm good to go.
Nice. And then and that was the end of the 3-month contract. And he said, you guys are above the ROI. We made them more money than we cost, so that's a plus. Which I mean, if you look at the actual numbers, of course we did, because we cost $0 up to that point. So then we signed a new 3-month contract for April through June. And
once again, thank you to everybody around the world who bought things, except for anybody living in Thailand.
Because you can't, not because you're bad. No, you can't because you're bad.
Yes.
But it's not
you're
like
being punished.
It's not like you didn't do it because you're bad.
Right.
You can't do it because you're bad.
Yeah.
Because you know what you did.
You know what you did. You know
what you're doing in that country.
Yes.
You could have gone to any country, but you went to Thailand, where Manscaped does not ship.
Even though they should.
Yes. So, invoiced them in April. And I think by April, I was getting fairly vocal about the getting paid thing. And the issue seemed to, it came up a couple times, and it was, I think one even came up on, like, one of the emails came in while we were recording, and I read it, because the issue was like, he kept saying the invoices are just coming in as regular PayPal money requests, not invoices, and I'm like, well, that's weird, because I'm going through the send invoice feature on PayPal, and also it says invoice at the top of it. So I don't know what the fuck you're seeing, but I'm doing all I can PayPal invoice wise. Like, I can't send something that's more of an invoice than what this invoice is. I promise you, this is an invoice. And he's like, well, the accounting can't pay it that way, and it got like that till through the end of June. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? Like, how can I fucking get paid? He's like, try, and then I started sending in every possible form. I sent the invoice to PayPal at manscaped.com. That's who the invoice was like made out to. And then there's also like a URL for the invoice. So I copied the URL. You can also make a PDF of the invoice, and I included that as an attachment in the emails I sent to him. And the PDF has like a QR code that if you scan it takes you right to the pay invoice page and all that. And up to the very last time, he the one he sent me, his penultimate one, was the most infuriating. He says, this is where it takes me when I click on the link, and it was the PayPal login screen. I sent that to you, right?
Yes, you did.
I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Sam. Fucking log in, and maybe you'll see the invoice. But, like, nothing even came from that. He was like, no, it's in the wrong form. Accounting can't pay it. And let me see what prompted me to do what I did.
I'm assuming by your sassiness that I understand where this is going, but...
You don't know shit.
Okay, fine, fuck me.
You don't know shit,
No,
Drew.
fuck me, whatever.
So where did it... Oh, yeah, so... I'll go from here. So this is what I see when I click your link. It's a screen cap of the login screen. I'll send in the PDF and see if we can mail you a check, but we can't pay you the way this PayPal is coming through. And I said, that's just the PayPal login page. If you log in, you'll see the invoice. Please try that and let me know. Or if sending a check ends up being better, that's fine. And I said, also the QR code on the PDF I attached takes you directly to where the invoice can be paid. He says, I understand that, Scott. However, legally, we can't pay like that. It has to be sent as a professional invoice. Fucking every single one is. The instructions I sent you when fully followed take us to an invoice. Oh, yeah, take us to an invoice page, not a payment landing page where you need to log in. Really? Really, you don't need to log in when you get a PayPal invoice of any kind?
Any.
If you're logged out, I think you gotta log in.
Probably.
Maybe try logging in and don't give up at the login page.
Nah.
Could you please try one more time and remember to have PayPal send it to my email? So that's what he said. Yeah. So how it, like in every instruction up to this point, it is make the invoice out to PayPal@manscaped.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, so do you want me to invoice your email instead of the one I've been using so far? And then I said again, and surely you need to be logged in to PayPal in order to pay it. Does it not go to the proper invoice page once you log in? And I can't stress enough that I'm doing all of this through the send invoice feature on PayPal. Mm-hmm. And then I said, okay, so I just sent a new invoice with all the same billing info except to your email instead of PayPal@manscaped.com. And additionally, here's the URL, and additionally, here is the PDF. And I said, and if that looks like it works, I can do the exact same thing to PayPal@manscaped.com if that's what they need. He responds, hey Scott, that did not work. I don't know the issue. I don't have the login. No one besides accounting has that authority. I've never had to log in to view an invoice. Really. I'm going to see if we can get you paid through ACH, whatever that is, the mentally unstable wrestler, I guess. Albert Charles Hardy. Or another route, because clearly there's an issue with the PayPal portion here. So he sent that, and then a minute later, sends, never mind, the one linked from PayPal worked this time. So that was the one I sent to his email address. Right. Not in this thread, but when they sent it to me directly. Sending it for approval now. I said, okay, great. Please let me know if you need anything else on my end. He said, should be fine. It's in with accounting and should come through by end of week. And that was on Wednesday. And I said, excellent. And it will... just come through on my PayPal. He says, yes, sir. And the next day, it fucking came through. We got paid for 6 fucking months of Manscaped ads, 3.5 of which weren't passive aggressive.
Yeah. Well, and you said that. You said, we got paid.
We got, there's a lot of ellipses in my post to you. We, ... we got paid.
And I was like, yeah, okay, what, bullshit.
Yeah, I had already sent you the money, and you're like,
I hadn't got the notification yet.
Yeah, you're like,
and so I was
my God.
Scott, come on.
Scott, fuck you.
What are you doing?
Shut up, Scott.
So I was like,
you fat idiot.
I was gonna say, it didn't go through. Do you mind sending me another 600 to make sure that it went through? Yeah, couldn't believe it.
Good play.
Couldn't fucking believe it. So in the previous 2 days, we got free government money, and Manscaped finally paid us.
I got a third thing. It has been a wonderful free money week.
Nice.
I forgot that I had signed up for a class action suit against Yahoo for a data breach.
Oh!
And I got a check for $137 today.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Check. God damn it. Just use the internet.
I just use the internet, idiots.
Check.
But yeah, so free government money for groceries being too expensive.
Yeah, which wasn't enough money to make up for groceries being expensive.
I mean, they gave us enough money for 2 shopping trips.
Yes. Or, hear me out, you go to Videomatica.
Or you leave work early and buy a bunch of movies.
Why not?
It's the right move.
It's the right move.
So it's been not a bad money week. But don't let that deter you, good listener, from sending things for my birthday. This isn't my birthday. Well, this, as you're listening, is my birthday week. We're not recording. We're recording this on the week prior to my birthday week. Next week is a whole new ballgame. So don't worry. Don't worry about that. And also, like, well, I don't need to send Scott money. They're going to be getting money forever. So my next email, success. It came through. And then I was overly nice. Thanks so much for your help on everything. I know it was a pain, even though I'm pissed. I'm pissed directly at him.
Yeah.
I feel like he was part of the problem.
He was definitely a big part of the issues.
And then his
lack of being helpful, being available.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, because there was one time when I really
gave it to him.
Yelled at him, and he was like, "I handle 180 accounts, blah blah blah." And I mean, I
know you can't.
I believe he does, and here's why. Because the girl Jessica, who helps with the merch at Boom Shows, works for a little podcast network, which I asked about joining in. She said it's mostly about women's health stuff. I'm like, we do women's health stuff.
We talk about abortion sometimes.
That's true. Probably not in the same way that they do.
Not necessarily, but
at the end of the day, we are probably all pro-choice. We're just more aggressive about it. We're about we're actually not pro-choice. We're pro-abortion. You don't have a choice in your abortion. Mm-hmm. 1 out of every 2. Scrape it.
Scramble its brains.
And
I got a Christmas present for you. It's a coat hanger.
So at the April show, I talked to her about it a bit, and she was like, "Yeah, we've dealt with Manscaped and stuff, but we didn't get that much into it." And then at just the last show, I talked to her some more, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's been 6 months and we haven't been paid. Is there something we can do? You probably have a contact, we don't." And she's like, "What's your contact there?" I'm like, "Sam." She's like, "Oh, that's our contact too." So he's just the guy, I guess.
All right.
I wonder if Sam is also dealing with Nick Mullen and Adam Freeland.
Oh, no, I can't do it. It's probably regional or something, or
it could be.
You do this area of it.
But I don't think they... geographics for podcasts, I don't know if that matters. Also, I don't think they might have known we're from Canada, but that's it.
And they don't know where Canada is.
And they don't know
what is Canada.
What is Canada? So she had no more than I did. So I was, when I yelled at it, and he was saying, I've got all these accounts. And then, the one time, not that, maybe, just over a month ago, it seemed like we were getting somewhere. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll talk to accounting and get back to you by end of day." And that was
end of day today.
That was May 28th. And the next email from him was June 24th.
Yeah.
It was a full month.
A full month of next day.
Since end of day.
End of day.
Yeah. So
in the month.
That was cool. So that was all that. So my email after we got paid, after being overly nice, because now we're all on the same side again. So next order of business. Are we good to do a new contract July through September or longer? Would be a shame to end it now that we just figured out how to get paid. Not to mention the level of renewed enthusiasm in the ads. Let me know. Thanks. We're recording tomorrow, so if you can let me know by noonish tomorrow, we can do a read on that show. Thanks. Sam at 10:20 a.m. this very day. Hey, Scott.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, Scott. Sorry for the delay. Things are crazy busy around here this week with people out of office. July 4th.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, due to smaller budgets in the summer, we can't keep going with the show. Uh-huh. That being said, we'd love to look into working together again down the road closer to the holidays when budgets are back up. So that's where we're at. So did you have anything to say about the fine people at manscaped.com?
If we're maybe going to work with them again down the road... I don't want to burn a bridge.
Burn.
Well, it's not about the company.
It's about Sam.
Because they make great products.
I actually like.
I genuinely really like their products. Except for the body wash, which I have too much of because I think I'm allergic to it.
That's fair, and you can say that now. Although you also said that when we were technically still under contract.
Sort of. I alluded to it.
Yeah,
but it definitely makes the the crotch crease between my legs and my balls and my undercarriage and my armpits.
Yep.
Very itchy afterwards.
It's bad in the folds.
It's bad in the folds. So I stopped using it, but I have 3 full bottles of it. So
yeah, because they subscribed you to
they
that
subscribed me to the
they didn't just send you one.
But whatever. So
but you love the scrubber.
I mean, I love the scrubber, and I wish I could have gotten a backup one before we lost the sponsorship.
Yeah,
because having an extra one just lying around it's super durable. I'm I don't feel like it's gonna fall apart at all.
Should I really press my luck and ask if we can do one more product order?
Yes, absolutely.
What is there to lose? He says no.
Says no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
Well, we're not doing another contract, but...
And also, I'll just lie and say we'll do ad reads for July, and then just not do them. You're not listening, Sam.
I like that.
You piece of shit.
I like that. I definitely think I don't know, is every sponsorship deal they have to reach out to you? Or can
I'm sure you can. I'm sure it helps if you're bigger. Sure. But I'm sure you could reach out to sponsors.
I'm going to reach out to Sasquatch because I want to try their stuff.
Their soap,
but I don't want to pay for it.
That's fair.
But I want to try it.
Yeah. Dr. Squatch, is it?
Dr. Squatch.
Yeah.
They
have interesting looking soap.
We'll have to do an actual. We'll have to try and figure out an actual number.
Yeah.
Of what we do, so that we can go to people and say.
Hey, apparently you can just lie.
Hey, do you want 50,000 people to buy your products when they listen to our podcast?
Great news.
Great news, because we've got 70,000 people.
I like that.
Just lie on top of lie.
Keep stacking them.
You don't do just one lie.
Yeah.
You got to do multiple lies.
But yeah, Scrubber's great. I like that we're still doing a weird backdoor ad read after they cancel our contract.
Well, the thing is, their product is great.
I'm pretty much only wearing their boxers now.
I mean, I don't wear the boxers to work because I don't want them to get gross. But as soon as I get home, put those Manscaped on. Yeah, those are the best ones. They're so comfortable, breathable. I like them a lot. They got good ball support.
Yep.
Yeah, but I wish
the deodorant's good. The ball deodorant's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out of that deodorant.
I can't remember if I got one or two of them.
I got one.
If I got two, I've got lots because I'm not even that far into one.
Because you don't put deodorant on every day.
No, I'm kind of
because you don't leave the house.
I'm kind of committed to my Dove Men Plus Care deodorant.
That's what I was using before.
Yeah,
I really that's the thing. I really love the Dove stuff.
Yeah,
it's so good. The body wash.
I'm body wash and deodorant. I
love the body wash.
Yeah,
I can't have that ever leave my life, or I'll wither away. I'll age rapidly.
It's
15 years like that.
Dove Men Plus Care body wash is your picture of Dorian Gray.
Yes, yeah, it really is. Which one do you use?
There's a blue hydration.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta go colors. I don't know the names.
Blue.
Yeah, I mostly use the yellow. But
what is the yellow?
It's got the exfoliating little granules in it that kind of and then get the dead skin off.
I've also used
the black one, or I guess it's gray.
I think is the gray the clay charcoal.
Clay charcoal. I like that one a lot too.
That's a good one.
Those are the two I kind of go back. Yeah. The only reason
this is a lifestyle podcast now.
It is. Well, now we can get on that Women's Health Network.
Yes,
we're talking about lifestyle. I don't like the red or the blue or the green because I don't like the body washes that have the the smell.
It's too scent. The green, especially, too scenty.
Yeah, or smells like soap or smells like body wash. I don't like that at all. Yeah, especially because for hockey, in my hockey bag, I just have a bottle of cheap shit because I'm only showering so that I'm not gross to getting from the rink home. Yeah, and then I shower at home.
Yeah, you take the whores bath.
So I just kind of do the quick rub my arms off so I don't have to smell my gross hockey hands. Anyone who's ever dated a hockey player will understand how disgusting your hands smell from your gloves because you're just squeezing sweat for like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah,
and my hands are pretty terrible. Like I've had girlfriends in the past, Bragg, who like I come home from hockey, I will get in bed and like spoon them, and they'll be like, you need to wash your hands.
Get off.
And I'm like, I already showered. They're like, no,
it didn't take.
And the only thing that gets the smell of gloves off your hand is shaving cream.
Interesting.
You just put shaving cream, cover your hands in the shaving cream, then rinse your hands, and the smell is gone.
What a tip.
Or like body wash doesn't work, regular hand soap doesn't work. It is just shaving cream. Yeah. It's the only thing that can get that smell off my hands.
What a thing.
Yeah. Lifestyle. Lifestyles of the rich and poor. We're the poor.
We're the poor. If we know any rich, tell them to send something to paypal.me/notscotthenson.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Drew.
You know what I think like really sucks?
How long you got? What really sucks?
Being just a regular, everyday G,
a layman
in the LGBTQ plus AA PSNB
NBC,
because they extended the name of it. It's got more stuff.
Have they gone
plural
past
systems, non-binary?
They added plural.
I think they added plural.
Here's the bummer on that is that they added a P. And it wasn't pedophile. That's a big...
redundant.
That's a big... Well, you got me there. In a way, they're all P's. But yeah, that's in like a big L for pedophiles. That was too bad. Here's the one. Here's the long one I know. Let me see if I can do it. LGBTQQ2IA+. That's as far as I know.
LGBTQIA+.
2 Qs. Queer questioning. 2 Qs, Drew. It's important. And both of those Qs could be removed from the whole thing and would change nothing. Because what the fuck... are queer is just the rest of the thing. Like all LGBT.
We've already talked about that.
LGBT are all Q.
Yeah.
And questioning come on.
B.
Yeah. Or hear me out, nothing.
Or nothing. So it's LGBTQQIP2SA+.
So the P and the S are new.
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer questioning, intersex, pansexual, two-spirited, and asexual.
Wait, what was the S then?
Two-spirit.
Oh, 2S is one thing? Oh, okay. So the only thing new... the only thing new is pansexual, which is just bi people that also like trans. Fuck you.
Sorry. There's a second A.
Double A!
Androgynous.
And that's different than...
It's someone who either presents or identifies as neither masculine nor feminine. Instead, they are a mix of interdeterminate gender.
That's sort of non-binary?
Kinda.
It's not the same as intersex.
It's not the same as
intersex is both.
Intersex is the cool guy, a cool woman from, I think, We're Alone Now.
Yep, true.
Yeah.
Or that woman could have been a liar.
You don't
and
say.
was just trans. Yeah.
And was a man. Anyways, back to my original.
Olympic athlete Caster Semenya.
Caster Semenya
is intersex.
Huh.
They made her stop running with women because she had balls.
Makes sense. Because, balls is...
but internal.
Balls is what makes you run faster.
Internal balls.
Sure. Still
but balls nonetheless. Yeah. And again, like, no fault of her own. That's just that's how
I was born this way.
That's how Black God made her.
Yep. Back to my original statement.
Yes.
Being a regular
G.
Old, everyday G.
Yeah.
In an LGBTQ plus A2S Q VR...
Ooh, virtual reality.
7.
DS9.
is literally like being a registered sex offender who got busted peeing at a playground at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And is now lumped in with child sex predators and rapists.
Yeah. Agree.
Like, that fucking sucks.
It's like being a dog furry. Just the most basic bitch.
But like, being gay
yeah,
is so completely different
yes.
than the rest
than a lot of the other
that
stuff.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck, I hate everybody on the LGBTQ. You're all, like, sick, mentally retarded.
And, like,
scumbags. You're out there to make all of our kids queer. You're trying to spy on my penis in the bathroom.
And look,
you're I literally just want to kiss another man and live a nice life.
But that guy, he's right about a lot of those. But
yeah.
Also, there's just some nice regular gay guys.
But it's like, you know... Oh, like, yeah, okay, hello, I just moved into your neighborhood. I'm, like, legally, I have to inform you that I'm on the registered sex... Yeah, well, listen, I was drunk and walking home in the middle of the night, and I peed at a fence next to a playground, and now I have to tell everybody I'm a registered sex offender.
And this is the same as serial raping 30 kids.
Yeah. Like, it must suck to... Like,
yes.
I would love for all gay men to, like... all at once spontaneously shift sides and be on the far right.
I would love that
every gay man is now a conservative right-wing nut.
I mean,
who's against the rest of them because they've all made them into child sex predators.
The most hateful transphobic shit I've ever heard has been exclusively from gay men. Exclusively.
That's very fun. I like that a lot.
Yes.
I haven't heard any, like, directly, but I love the idea of, like, all gay men hate everybody else in the LGBTQ plus community.
I mean, gays and lesbians have been at war forever.
Yes, that is true.
And now we just added a bunch more to give the gays grief.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that's not going to get us canceled, because...
it's not going to make us lose our sponsorship, I'll tell you that much.
Well, don't let Dr. Squatch hear that.
I hope Manscaped comes back in December.
I mean, it would be nice. I don't want to be left alone to make my own money.
No.
Forever.
Jesus, no.
But we'll also, I don't know, we could be proactive about trying to get somebody else.
I guess we could.
Any,
How about...
Are there any Japanese baseball leagues that have English commentary that might need some sponsorship?
Oh, shit. What's today? Today the 10th?
Today's the 10th.
Yo, go, I told you last week, but it was the short episode that people, for some reason, like, don't listen to. The short ones get so many fewer views.
Probably because they know it's one of us saying,
but it's important.
We're not doing an episode this week.
But it's important stuff, and I did the fancy thing where I, halfway through I realized I can end on a cool time, so I ended it at 7:04 for July 4th, the day it was released.
Cute.
Although what's so fucking infuriating is that some platforms, if you're any amount over the second marker, it rounds up to the next second. So it says 7:05 on some things and 7:04 on others. Or in the case of YouTube, it says both. Where the thumbnail says 7:05, but then when you play it, the end time is 7:04. So
7:04, but how many seconds?
It doesn't say.
Like or microsecond, yeah, like.
Well, whatever it is, it was like half a second. But
that's enough to round it up.
But when you play it, like, you know, it says, you know, 1:13 of.
Right.
And it was 7:04. So I can't win across the board.
You cannot win. Don't sucks. Even try to win.
But I did my best. But I'm glad I could add another magic number to the list, because I've done 420. I've done 9/11. Mm-hmm. I did my birthday last year, I think, 7/13. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, did you know my birthday is July 13th? Send me something or I'll be sad. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna kill myself, but I'm not gonna say I'm gonna kill myself.
That's an interesting statement to make, but okay.
I think that's fair. So yeah, what? I just started thinking about like ways to kill myself. What we're talking about? Oh, the quickie that people don't listen to. Oh yeah, so we're Japanese baseball. We got back. I wonder why these podcasts go so long.
Or how we knew we were going to record for like 6-ish hours today, and we're already at 43 minutes, and we've done fucking nothing.
It's okay. We only have like 8 more pieces of news to go, and then we can start the content.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be
We're so close.
I told you last week, but in case you didn't listen, which most of you didn't for some reason.
Cowards.
Hey, go to YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@PacificLeagueTVENG, which stand for Every Be Good. Or English, one of the two.
Or
because, look, a non-paying sponsor, just out of the goodness of my heart.
No money is being exchanged.
Just talking for a friend. Might be calling a game at probably a weird time. I believe 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific. So if you've stopped sleeping, then check it out live, or if not, check it out after the fact, because it'll be up there. So if you like good baseball that isn't tainted by steroids and Dominicans,
it's mostly the second one.
then
I'm fine watching baseball if it's just a bunch of jacked up white Americans.
Mm-hmm.
But once you throw Dominicans in there, I'm out.
Forget about it.
Except for their entire teams in the major leagues now that are
teams.
Mostly Dominican.
Yeah. But they're I like that there are different colors of Dominicans.
Well, it depends where their ancestors came from.
Yeah, there's Latino Dominicans and then black ass Dominicans.
Black ass. The blackest ass.
I think I like the black
and the
ass
biggest
one.
dong.
I think I like the black ass ones better.
Why?
I'm not sure. I think now anything I say is going to be racist.
Well, take a shot.
I'm gonna take some. I'm not trying to knock it out of the park. I'm just trying to get on base here.
You're a contact hitter.
I guess it's just interesting. It's interesting when black people have different accents.
Yeah.
I like a British black guy.
Yep.
Actually, I love a British Chinese guy. You kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Those are a treat.
Mm-hmm. British Indian.
Australian Chinese guy.
Yep.
More than you think.
There's a lot.
More than you think.
There's a lot of those.
They're everywhere. Yeah, those are fun. Mix them up. You know what? Everybody fuck everybody. Let's see what we get.
Mix them up.
Yeah.
Everybody do some swirl.
I'm pro...
Get down with the swirl, everybody.
What? Dissemination? No, there's an uglier word.
No, don't put semen in there just because you're thinking about it.
What's the word that racists use for race mixing? Look it up. I feel extremely non-racist for not being able to pull the word, actually. I feel miscegenation.
Miscegenation.
That's the one. I'm pro... Wait, am I pro-miscegenation or am I anti? Miscegenation is race mixing, right?
Is race mixing.
I'm pro-miscegenation.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm always down for the swirl.
And pro-abortion.
I'm always down for the scrambling.
I'm fuck whoever you want.
Yep.
But we're gonna whack one out of two babies. Those are the rules. I think that's fair.
Fucking whack.
I've said it many times. The only way to get things done in the country is a benevolent dictatorship run by someone like me or me. Because I know what's good for people.
That's true.
I'm on everyone's side, and I'm smarter than you. So I should be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And there shouldn't be voting. There shouldn't... Look, we can agree there should not be voting. People are stupid. They should not be allowed to vote.
No, I agree.
At the very, very, very least, they should be like an entrance test to be able to vote.
Yeah, you should be able to pass the lowest level IQ test. Like whatever
no
the
voting
base median is for...
No voting under IQ 150. I want geniuses only. I want Mensa making the rules.
Okay, I agree with you on that. They have to be a certain level of 150 IQ, but they have to be over 75. Those are the only people that are allowed to make the decisions.
Okay.
150 IQ, over 75 years old.
Genius elderly
people.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they're the ones that get
to be
president anyways. So.
That's true. Well, not the genius part, but the elderly.
But the elderly, yeah.
That's the most important part, is advanced age.
Advanced age. Yeah. You need to trip walking across a stage on level ground. And then you can be in charge.
Here's a tricky bit of floor there. Deceptively flat.
Fall getting off of a bicycle. Scott, would you like to talk about 2020 movies?
No, not even close.
Not even a little bit?
Not even close. What else? We had so many other things.
No.
We've had it for, I'm going to say, easily a month, and have not said anything. We have pod merchandise. Did you know that?
I was unaware of this revelation.
Is this news to you? Yeah. We have 2 The Worst Year of Our Lives t-shirts, both designed I believe unsolicited.
Yeah.
By Dry Juice.
Well, if you don't ask, you receive.
Don't ask, sometimes tell.
No, you never tell.
Never tell.
Or ask and you have to tell. If you're asked,
you have
to tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
that's our stance on the podcast.
Again, we don't make the rules, but we just enforce them harshly.
Very harshly. Wait a minute. You gay? Yes, I'm gay.
You got me.
Get out.
Shit.
That's not my military.
So yeah, if you people have been asking for pod merch, and guess what? We have it now. So go to prowrestlingtees.com/Scott Henson. This is a rare, not Scott Henson. prowrestlingtees.com/Scott Henson.
Weird.
And that will take you to...
I don't like it.
All of my wrestling shirts, all of Drew's wrestling shirts, all of our wrestling shirts, and our podcast shirts. Are all of those supposed to be on prowrestlingtees.com?
Shut up.
Probably not, but...
Don't ask questions!
But if you do ask questions, they have to answer.
They have to answer.
So, yeah, go there and check it out. What else? Oh, if you're an audio quality nerd, the YouTube is a higher bit rate than any other platform.
Why is that?
Because the YouTube, it doesn't matter what the size of the file is.
It's not about the size of the file. It's about what you do with the file.
I agree. So I upload the YouTube at the max, which I think is 256K. And then the audio version, if you're downloading it or Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, those are all depending on the length. I always try to keep it under 100 megs. So it's shorter ones are 128, longer ones are 80, or the minimum 64. So if you're going, I don't know if it's even noticeable at all. I've never even checked. But in case you're like, I need the worst year of our lives in maximum audio quality, the max quality is YouTube. So there's a thing that you didn't need to know. Speaking of the podcast, that's right, I have segues. We got our first ever comment on WordPress, which is where I actually... It's where I have the RSS feed that shoots it out to all the platforms.
Oh, you're a shooter for sure.
I'm a shooter, and I guess you can actually go to the WordPress site, theworstyearofourlives.wordpress.com, apparently, and comment on, because they show they're uploaded too, and so I get likes on it occasionally, which what is that doing? But someone actually commented on our upload of The Newly Bred Gay.
This is the worst game show I've ever heard.
This wasn't a game show. You just talked about shit. A comment posted by a strange fur in a strange den.
Okay.
Dear Cat Dads, longtime listener and lurker, where am I lurking? Don't worry about it. I want to thank you both for the year's worth of content. I also feel the need to inform you two that because of you, I'm now a furry. We got another.
Yeah.
After listening to you guys for so long, I finally decided to check out some furry art, and while it isn't all for me, it doesn't have to all be for you, a lot of furries are gross. I like some of the more normal stuff a lot. Thank you for 100% proving my theory. Anyone is a furry if you show them the right thing. Not everything is for everybody. Yeah. Lots of stuff isn't for us.
You're interested in being a furry? Here's Vor.
Yeah.
You're like,
maybe
no,
not. I think this is gross. Yeah. That's fine. But there's something for you. There is no one who isn't furrifiable. Mark my words, Merriam-Webster Word of the Year 2026.
Okay.
Furrifiable. Able to make a furry.
Furrifiable.
So thank you and fuck you. Where can I send you money for the surgery? P.S. I haven't picked a persona yet. I took some quizzes, but they're all run by Big Dog.
Of course they are.
Ain't that the truth?
Big Dog owns everything.
Furry quizzes are useless. Everyone says wolf.
Would you rather own a Manhattan penthouse, live on a quiet, personal, open space on a lake, or live in a pack in a cave in the woods? Gee, I wonder which one's Big Dog.
Manhattan penthouse. Oh, you're a wolf.
Oh, you're a wolf.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. There's maybe a good quiz out there, but most are just going to tell you wolf. So, actually, speaking of dry juice, she said a great thing that I am repeating as advice to anyone who is in search of Fursona, as in addition to just assigning them myself, because I do like doing that also. But the best advice I ever heard, and I never thought of this way before, is like look down at your like hands, body, and feet, and think what should be there.
These look like big, strong hands,
strong paws. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good way to think of it. So do that. And where can you send money for the surgery? Hey, same place you can send stuff for my birthday. In fact, if you send enough, I'm going to get the surgery for my birthday. PayPal.me/NotScottHenson.
Am I allowed to
yes.
to shoehorn myself into your
Absolutely.
pre-birthday?
100%.
And people can still give me post-birthday?
Absolutely.
I still got movies I want.
That's true. But people have been pretty good.
Feeling great about getting me movies,
yeah.
and giving you the equal amount of value and money.
Thank you, Limp Bizkit Dreamcast. That was a nice one.
You can give Scott birthday money, and then so that I don't feel left out for Scott's birthday.
You don't want Drew to be sad.
You can also buy me a movie. I will send you a list, or I am still going to make an Amazon.com wish list.
Yeah. We did all of your thank yous, I think. So
yep.
who did you had? Limp Bizkit Dreamcast.
Yep.
Where Tib.
Yep. Fully doxed on podcast.
Fully doxed on podcast.
I told him I wouldn't do it unless he was mean to... Well, he said, I can't be mean to you. And I said, well, you can be mean to me, but I'm going to fully dox you on the podcast.
So, was that Where Tib, or was that caffeinated? Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the three? Were there any others?
Nope.
Okay, so thanks for that.
Thank you.
Big thank you. And I also have thank yous for Where Tib, who commissioned noted sex pervert Laser to make me a birthday drawing. Which
I like a lot of sex people still getting things to do.
Yeah, which has got to be one of the first pieces Laser has ever made without penis. So I'm sure that hurt
Crazy.
him, but greatly appreciate it. It's you saw the pic, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Both regular and TF versions. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, so thank you, Where Tib and Laser for that. Where Tib for paying Laser, and Laser for doing it, as per the rules of capitalism.
That's how capitalism works.
And I think that's all the thank yous. Any other news?
Nope.
That I did on the short one. Good for me. FetLife account updates.
Yeah.
I
found it, but
you found yours. There's nothing on
it.
I couldn't find mine. I tried like every email, every password. Couldn't get it, so then I went through like all of my spam email addresses and searched FetLife.
Which is wild that you have so many.
I've got how many? I have one Shaw email. I have two Gmail emails, and even though I've never used one of them, and then Hotmails, I've got 1, 2.
The fact that it's 2023
and
you still have Hotmail
minimum
accounts?
5 Hotmail addresses.
All right. No, I don't care about the number.
Any.
I just think it's the Hotmail account
ridiculous.
Is what's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
fuck uses Hotmail?
I mean, I don't use any of them for real stuff.
Sure, but you still have them.
I do.
I have one that I haven't logged into in like 12 years. And it's still associated with my Facebook account.
Nice. Yeah, my Facebook would also be a Hotmail address. So I went through all of those and searched FetLife and found an email from FetLife on October 7th, 2022, pretty recently, saying that my account has been closed due to lack of activity for, I believe, the 8 years it had been since I created it and never used it.
Disappointing.
Very sad. So I would have to make a new one and haven't gotten around to it yet. But I believe I have an F-list account. F-list.
Nope, can't say
it. Who's on your F-list?
Who's on your F-list? You, because you're an F.
Elton John.
Elton John, noted F.
Yeah. Tim Rice.
Yeah.
Wait. He's not... Is he... I believe
Tim Gunn.
Also an F. But have I conflated Elton John and Andrew Lloyd Webber? Who is Elton John's collaborator / guy he fucks, and who is Andrew Lloyd Webber's collaborator / guy he fucks? Who and is one of them Tim Rice, or have I made up Tim Rice?
No, is it Tim Rice? It's something Rice for sure.
Jerry Rice,
not Jerry Rice,
all-time leading receiver.
But he's the one with Elton John because they did The Lion King.
Sir Timothy Rice.
Timothy Rice
collaborates with, and by collaborates with I mean fucks Elton. Oh
no,
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh. I thought he did the
Lion King
with Elton
and
John.
he also has done a bunch with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Okay.
That's confusing. Wait, is there just a different guy that Elton John only fucks and is not involved in
Well, he
music?
has a husband.
I guess I'm just thinking of who Elton John's husband is. Elton John husband. David Furnish.
Yeah,
Canadian filmmaker.
Yep.
Huh. So he's just a guy. So Tim Rice does all the collaborating.
I guess so.
Interesting. What a guy.
Can you feel Tim Rice tonight?
Collaborated with Disney on Aladdin and Lion King. Stage adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. And then Aida. Co-wrote Chess.
Aida or Pussy.
Nice. And then Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Jesus Christ Superstar, Evita. And then some other shit too. And of course, DreamWorks' The Road to El Dorado.
Seen by no one.
The most watched animated movie since The Princess and the Frog.
Yep.
So we solved the Tim Rice mystery. I can cross that off the list. Anything else? Did we ever actually say we saw a bear?
Yep.
We did.
We did like 2 episodes after the fact that we saw a bear.
That one we can save for later. That one's news. I don't think we need any more news.
I don't think we need to keep talking about anything except for 2020 movies.
Should we try the...
We are a fucking hour into this.
Should we do the Coke, or do we do it in part 2?
I forgot we had the Coke. Even though it's literally sitting right there.
You're looking at it. Coke now, Coke later? Where do you stand?
Let's do the Coca-Cola now.
Okay.
Before it gets warm and we can't drink
True.
it.
It's getting very sweaty.
It's the sweatiest.
I love
no Coke has ever been sweatier.
So we the Coca-Cola creations are well documented on the podcast. We've tried them all and not cared for any. We've had in order. Can I do it?
Nope. Yeah, you can.
Coca-Cola Starlight, which is of course space flavored.
Tastes like space.
Tastes like space and sort of baking, which was odd. Then we of course had Coca-Cola Marshmallow, which was, well, as if I even need to say, strawberry watermelon flavored. No good. Which then brought us to Coca-Cola Dream World, which was it just dream flavored? Were they uncreative with that?
I think so.
Which was low bar the best of the group.
Yeah.
Because it was a little fruity, a little bubblegummy.
Yeah, a little bubblegummy.
And then, of course, that brought us to the biggest disappointment of the group, Coca-Cola Move,
Transformation.
which was transformation flavored, which got many a hope up, and then dashed them just as quickly.
Made my dick smaller instead of spiky.
I will say that when the... Stop punching it. When the time comes, I think it actually will get a little smaller in addition to spiky, because I think proportionally not a giant dicked animal.
I guess. I mean, most animals aren't giant dicked unless you're in the horse elephant family.
Equine pachyderm.
Like there's everybody who's ever drawn art of an animal with a big hog, like a gorilla. And it's like, gorillas have the tiniest
gorilla.
penis.
Yeah, there's a reason they're mad.
Yeah. Like, you can keep wishing and hoping and dreaming that some wild animal is going to dick you up and
you'll
dick
barely
you down.
feel it.
You won't even feel it.
Yeah.
And it's going to stink,
It'll be a whole... One, it's going to stink. Two, it's going to be a whole lot of, is it in yet?
Yeah. I don't know what you think you're getting. So this one...
So, one thing I saw like yesterday or the day before, I saw a Coca-Cola move, and I looked at it to get angry at it. Did we know that it was also another musician collaboration like Marshmello?
Well, it's League of Legends.
Not this one. Move. I'm talking about Move. That was apparently a collaboration.
David Geffen
with little boy flavored collaboration with Rosalia.
I'm sorry, who?
She's like a Bad Bunny type in that we've never heard of her, and she's sold 17 billion albums in Puerto Rico alone.
Okay. What's going on with Puerto Rico, man?
I don't know.
What's in the water?
They love music.
They love it.
And bad music, too.
Yeah.
They love that one goddamn beat. So that actually explained why, one, it was probably the worst tasting one, because it was coconutty, and no actual transformation. Because you're going to leave it up to some... It didn't work, and we didn't enjoy it. And now I understand why. The end. This brings us to the latest flavor, which is almost all the way in Drew's mouth. Coca-Cola Ultimate, which I believe is plus XP flavored and brought to you by the fine people at League of Legends.
How is League of Legends still a thing?
I remember
it's been around for 10 years.
I remember fucking Manny talking about it in 2012.
I don't know, man.
Manny has other priorities now, but it was at least around in 20. Drew's making the international motion for fisting. He's a professional getting fisted guy. And God bless him. Now, before you say anything, the one report I've had on this is from Eve, who said, I believe it tastes like Coke made Pepsi, and maybe like sort of tastes like Haribo Coke bottle gummies, all of which seem to be just in the cola family. Is this cola flavored cola?
It's got something else to it, but I can't tell you what it is.
Did Coke just make different flavored cola? Did Coke make RC Cola? What's the RC stand for?
Coke is making President's Choice Cola.
What's the RC stand for?
Retard Cola.
Retard Cola. Yeah. That's what you think it is.
Because it's made by a retard. So they don't know that C stands for
Drew,
cola. And it's cola.
Drew, lucky guess. It's obviously really Chinese.
There's something else there.
There's something else there.
What it is?
It's cola. It honestly just tastes like someone else's cola. Eve was right. Coke made Pepsi.
Yeah.
But is it the best of the five?
I think it is.
Probably.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would ever drink it again.
I would. I just got an aftertaste of something, and it's not bad. God damn it! What is it? It might be Coke bottle gummies.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of.
Which is an insane thing to do
to make a Coke
with existing cola.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Do I like it better than regular Coke? Yes.
But you also don't really like.
I don't love regular. I like Pepsi better than Coke.
Bold statement.
I feel like I have been met with opposition here.
No, because I like if I was to drink,
you have to drink a Pepsi or a Coke.
If I was doing like regular Coke, regular Pepsi.
Yeah, what do you do?
Coke. Pepsi.
Uh-huh.
Pepsi, and then like zero Pepsi, diet Pepsi, flavored Pepsi.
Okay,
right. Yeah. Like all the flavored Pepsis taste better than the flavored Cokes.
The Coke flavors are kind of bad.
Yeah.
Vanilla Coke sucks.
Vanilla Coke sucks. Cherry Coke sucks.
Yeah, Cherry Pepsi's way better.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess
Cherry Pepsi.
This is a pro Pepsi podcast.
I guess so. Cherry Pepsi, the one thing with sugar we can get Kelly to drink sometimes.
Can we?
I mean, maybe not anymore. He did.
He did, but I haven't seen him drink one in a while. So now you've got another drink, even though you said you weren't going to finish your energy drink.
I'm not.
Now you're going to finish the Coke.
I'm not going to finish the Coke. I'm going to have some more sips, and then I'm eventually going to give it back to you.
I mean, I don't care if you drink the rest of it. You do whatever the fuck you want. You're a grown-ass man. You're almost 40.
I don't know about that. This is okay. It's cola-flavored Coke, but it's not bad. It beats sort of like shortbread strawberry watermelon,
bubblegum,
and coconut. Yeah, it beats all of those.
All of those are terrible.
Yeah.
But luckily, we get to look forward to new Mountain Dews.
Yes. Couple new Dews next week. I'm excited about both flavors.
Do the Dew.
We got a passion fruit and we got a guava.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Does your tummy hurt?
No, but it would.
Should I push on it?
It would if I finished that energy drink. I've made... This is one of the most adult decisions of my life. Was to get a 24... drink half an energy drink on the way to Drew's. And then we go get me with a 24-ounce, you with a 30-ounce coffee. Drinking that coffee, realizing you're already starting to feel a little weird, and making the adult decision not to have the other half of the energy drink because you'll feel really sick and talk too fast on the podcast, which I have definitely heard myself do on replays before.
Oh yeah,
I'm a real spaz sometimes.
I can't listen to the podcast because I hate it. So
you're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
believe me. From the bits I've heard, oh boy. Nervous beard brushing. I like it because he knows we're getting to content.
No, just my face is itchy. So, are we finally moving on to the meat and potatoes?
How are we for
the
time?
Bread and butter. 1 hour, 10 minutes, 29 seconds.
Let's call this part 1.
This is part 1 of 4.
And then do the whole thing for part 2.
Is that actually?
That's stupid, right?
I don't know. It's whatever.
Nah, it seems stupid.
Okay. All right. Whatever. I don't care. You the man. You the man. Better man than me.
Better man than me. Yeah, we should probably talk some.
Sure.
We'll see where we're sitting in...
After the Hans.
No. I go strictly by time, not by content.
Okay.
Just see where we're sitting a little after 2 hours.
Okay. So, anybody...
But if we go too fast, then we're screwed.
Too fast.
Because this has to be 2 parts. Yeah. Because we cannot record next week.
That is true. Well, then let's just do this as part 1.
But part 2 will be way longer, right?
Yeah.
And people will probably want in the episode titled "Best of 2020 Part 1," we should mention
something about
one movie from 2020.
Yeah. Well, let's just do our top 1. Let's just do our number 1.
And then say fuck.
Then we'll end it, and then the next episode will be the rest of everything.
Then we'll go buy you a bed, have a nap,
and
then reassess.
Yeah.
I like it.
Deal. So if you are a frequent listener of the podcast, you may have remembered the previous Best of the Decade we did.
Season 2.
2010 to 2019.
If you haven't, go listen to them.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I don't understand why you would love this podcast so much, but not go back and listen to the back catalog. Yeah, maybe the sound quality's not as good. Maybe we don't, flow off of each other as well as we do currently.
I think our flow was, from pretty early on, pretty good.
Okay, but what about our hustle?
Hustle and flow? I don't know.
Okay, that's the main thing. I need to know what our hustle and flow is like.
Yeah, I think the flow...
With micro dick Terrence Howard.
The flow was on point. The hustle had too small a penis.
Yeah, way too small a penis.
Because Terrence...
almost useless. Like, so small, you can barely use
like getting raped by a gorilla.
You might as well just be a woman. Be a lady, Terrence. Now that
I've said getting raped by a gorilla, I can see there would be bad connotation for that. I swear to God, I was only thinking about penis size. That's look, that's not what I meant.
I mean, he's pretty light-skinned.
I was gonna say that too, but that just sounds bad too. Everything sounds bad.
You can get away with it. It's fine. He's on the lighter side of the spectrum.
Light-skinned,
and tiny penised. Terrence Howard. Why are you still a man?
Official sponsor of the podcast.
Terrence Howard's micro penis.
Did you? Sorry, I had my own racial worries going on. Did you say why not just be a woman?
If your dick's that small, why not just be a woman?
That's fair.
Just transition.
Yeah.
Get it snipped, and you're fine.
You might not even need to snip.
Maybe not. But then
it's just a big clit. It's an average clit.
Just an average size clit. Why would you agree to do a nude scene if your penis was that small?
Had he never seen another dick for comparison?
Very possible.
Because those are the only circumstances I would do a nude scene if I had his dick.
Right.
I don't have a great dick, but I don't have his dick.
You're the first nude scene in the history of the world, so yeah.
Yeah.
But you realize that, like, Michael Fassbender has shown his dick, and you're like, mine's like that.
Terrence Howard didn't see it.
I guess not. Might have been before? Was it before Hunger?
When was Get Rich or Die Tryin'? It had to be when 50 Cent was fairly relevant. It could
Get Rich or Die Tryin' is 2005, so I think
that's before.
I think it's before.
That's before all the
Hunger's 2008.
Hunger's 2008, Shame's 2010.
Yeah, so 2011.
11, pardon me.
So maybe he.
My number one movie of 2011. P.S.
He hadn't seen Fassbender's dick yet.
Yeah,
and
he didn't know.
So he didn't know. That's fair.
He didn't know better.
And then he saw it, and he was like, "Oh my god!
I'm probably gonna have
gorgeous.
I'm probably gonna have to go crazy and invent my own math,
just to make up for my penis."
Yeah. Poor guy.
Again.
And lose my Marvel gig.
If you love this podcast and you haven't listened to the back catalog,
listen to him.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But we'll give you a quick refresher on what we're doing here.
Sure.
So these are movies that listed by IMDb, the Internet Movie Data Bosse.
I am Doug Benson.
I am Doug Benson. That are listed as the year 2020.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's a little bit of like weird, like one of the ones that we watched that'll be in the Hans was listed 2020 on IMDb.
And 2022 everywhere else.
And everywhere else was 2022.
Yeah.
Don't understand why.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just when it gets put out, so they're like, oh, this is this year.
Yeah, like IMDb seems to go by like the very first release, and other places go by wide release often.
Yeah, or like when it gets added to a streaming service.
Yeah,
or
and you can't even go by Oscars because that actually one I've been meaning to watch for 2019 makeup stuff is that Lunana, a Yak in the Classroom. It's 2019 on IMDb. I believe it was nominated for the 2022 Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's no accounting for anything. So to make things consistent, everything's IMDb.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you are correct.
Right.
It is 2019 on Letterboxd.
Oh yeah.
So,
but very much not for the Oscars.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are the movies according to IMDb that are listed as 2020. We do. You'll hear most of this episode will be all of the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
We also do the 3 worst movies we saw of the year. Mm-hmm. Although it is almost impossible to just do 3.
I've definitely done more than 3 some years because I had to.
We've definitely done more than 3.
This year I have a perfect 3.
Okay.
The only thing I'm happy with is my 3 worsts.
We also do 3 favorites, which sort of fall under the guidelines of the movie. Like it can be like what we would consider the 11th or 12th best movie.
Yeah, stuff that just missed the cuts.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It can be anything that, as you'll see from 2 of my 3.
Yeah.
They are the movies that I liked the most, that I realize compared to the other movies in the top 10 are not the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
But they're like the movies that like stuck with me the most, that I've rewatched, that I think are like unique or cool or something different, but like are also just like very good for the year.
Yeah.
But might not even be in the top like 15.
Yeah.
Or 20.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
The faves are like a weird combination of like just missed the cut, honorable mention, guilty pleasure, fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or also could just be your 11, 12, 13 if that's the way that you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like it does. Like we make up the rules.
Yeah, mine
this is
year.
Our podcast. We make up the rules.
Mine this year, I'd say 2 of them for sure probably would be 11 and 12.
Yeah,
and another would probably be top 20. But just it's a fun one. I want to acknowledge.
Mine is absolutely the number 11 because it was the last one I cut, and then the other 2 are like just my favorite fun movies there.
Yeah.
I got a lot of Hans written down, as we usually do every time.
So yeah, I've got a bunch of movies, and then I've got 7 that I have listed as really good, and then 7 more listed as these ones hurt.
Okay.
So those are the ones that it killed me to cut. And then, then the rest is just a bunch of movies. So, let's talk about the bunch of movies first.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, I think our list is going to have some differences. Because I obviously watch a lot more horror movies than you.
You're going to be talking about some horror movies I probably haven't seen.
Which is fine. You don't have to.
Good.
They're not for you.
Didn't. Yeah. They're not for me? I can't watch them?
All right. Let me start off with a movie I know is not good.
Excellent.
But
this is a good way to start.
It was so fucking fun.
Okay.
So it's on the Han. It is the bottom of the... This is the lowest ranked movie of the favorite movies of the year for me.
This isn't in your 3, because that's much later.
This is just Hans.
That's going to be next week.
This is just Hans.
Okay.
Noted better Paul Anderson's Monster Hunter. It was so goddamn fun. It's a bad movie.
Yep.
It's so fun.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a female lead in the movie?
Uh-huh.
Who plays the female lead?
Well, you might know her from...
The Fifth Element?
You might know her from The Fifth Element. You might know her from
the Resident Evil series?
Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Extinction, Resident Evil The Final Chapter. I know there's 2 more between that, but I don't know what the fuck they're called.
Resident Evil heading on back to Raccoon City.
Oh, look, somebody made a list on Letterboxd of all the Resident Evil movies.
Thank God.
Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Extinction, Resident Evil Afterlife.
Ooh.
Resident Evil Retribution, Resident Evil The Final Chapter.
And did it actually stay the final chapter?
Nope, because then they did a reboot.
You fuckers! They did do a reboot!
Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City in 2021.
Was that the series?
No, that's like another movie.
Oh my God.
There was also the TV series.
The TV series had... The only reason I know about the TV series, one, because it had R.I.P. Lance Reddick in it.
It did.
And 2...
He was the father of the 2 main girls.
There was a scene referencing furry porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, 50 people sent me that clip.
Yep.
Yeah.
By
the way,
was it one season and then got canceled? Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Also, I'm not mad at people. Like, it would be weird if people didn't send me that. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. You're great.
Then there was also several, like the bad animation style that the original games were, but made into animated movies.
A real Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Yes, Resident Evil D-Generation, not X, Resident Evil Damnation, and Resident Evil Vendetta. Oh, and Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Jesus Christ. P.S. If you had asked me if there was a movie called a Resident Evil Retribution, I would have told you to fuck off.
It's the 4th one.
Yeah. Get out of here.
I mean, I've seen all of them. They're all
What's
great.
your favorite?
1. Because it's the only good one.
I see.
1 is very good. The rest can fuck off.
Okay.
Although, Extinction, they're in the desert. It's pretty fun, but it's bad. Anyways.
Are they also in the desert in Monster Hunter?
They are back in the desert in Monster Hunter.
That's very exciting.
It's almost...
Are you sure it wasn't just Resident Evil Extinction?
It's almost as if Paul W.S. Anderson is only casting his wife in the only movie role she gets.
It's almost like that.
It's almost like that.
Yeah. When are they going to do the 6th Element?
They're not, because Bruce Willis can't act anymore, because his brains are retarded.
It's because his brains
They are! I'm not saying anything that's not truthful.
You're not.
Bruce Willis has retarded brains.
You're not telling tales out of school.
I'm not. Another good horror movie.
Are you pulling tales out of school?
You never pull tales.
Never pull tales.
Caveat was a good one that I know you're not going to see it. I didn't even recommend it to you.
Good.
Dream Horse.
I saw Dream Horse.
Was pretty good.
Very good.
I liked it a lot.
It definitely tries to make you cry a couple times.
It tries.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got to the point where I was going to cry.
I don't know if I think I did more at the documentary.
Yes, yeah. Well, documentary is a lot more heartwarming.
Yeah.
This one's a lot more like...
it's a movie.
Let's take something that's like a very like emotional thing and try and force it to be super emotional.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I mean, good actor. Like Tony Collette was great, actually.
Tony Collette, yeah.
Damian Lewis. I always forget that Damian Lewis is British.
He's British. Yeah, I know, right? So same thing with like Tony Collette because she's Australian. She was in like a science fiction movie in like 2021 maybe, and she's doing an Australian accent, and I said like out loud, why is she doing a terrible Australian accent? Like it sounds horrible. That's her real and then I was like, voice. Oh, that's her real voice.
It's so weird.
Sucks.
Very weird. Yeah, it was good. There were a couple lines in it that were too written, and they were mostly Damian Lewis lines, but it was a little too grand sometimes. Yeah.
I also, another pretty kind of cool horror movie called Hunter x Hunter, which is
not to be confused with Monster Hunter.
Werewolves. Well, sort of like a rogue wolf that could be a werewolf. Anyways,
Mission Impossible: Rogue Wolf.
Then The Trip to Greece, which is still really good, but it is kind of diminishing returns, except for the very end of this one,
where his fucking dad dies
in real life, and they put it in the movie. But like we talked about this off pod, they do a couple similar kind of jokes in Greece that they did in Spain.
Yeah, so with the Trip series, this is the fourth one. They did the trip to Italy, Spain, and Greece in that order. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta watch Greece for this. And then I look back, I'm like, I haven't watched Spain. So I watched 2017's The Trip to Spain, and I thought it was great. And I would have to rewatch Italy, the one before it, to see if it actually is diminishing returns, or if Spain is better than Italy.
I mean, when I say diminishing returns, I mean like...
First one's the best.
Italy and Spain are like right there, and Greece is just a little... like, because... Your formula is the same.
Sure.
So the more you do it, it's like just a little step down.
Yeah.
So,
but
I'm not saying that Italy is drastically better than Spain. I think they're pretty par.
Yeah.
And then Greece is just a little bit below that.
I don't think I've seen Italy since the theater.
I haven't seen Trip 1 or Italy since whatever the time we watched it for the podcast. And then I saw Spain like when it came out, and then Greece.
Yeah. I laughed a lot at Spain. I thought Spain was very funny, and Greece was good, but there was really oddly like one of the same bits in Greece as Spain, and not even like playing off the last bit,
right?
Just like the same bit, just like it was just transitioning a Marlon Brando impression into a Robert De Niro impression, and not really doing anything different with it. I'm like, why was this allowed to happen? I'm like, surely you didn't forget what was in your last movie.
You did.
I mean, I didn't, and I'm not making the movie. Granted, I did see them back to back, so I'm sure I had it fresh. But I thought that was very strange that was in there, and it wasn't at least just a different play on that idea. It was just the same thing. But still, funny stuff, and then weirdly sad ending where he wrote in
incorporating your own dad dying in real life between movies.
Because I think his dad died in 2019. Yeah, and there were
between Spain right at the end of Spain in real life.
Spain was 2017, Greece was 2020, so he might have even died like close to when they started filming, or even when they were filming. There's not even like, it just ends with Steve Coogan like driving and looking sad. That's the end of the movie.
The end of the movie.
I'm like, for all the jokes throughout the rest of it, interesting way to end.
Yep.
But there's still, I mean, Coogan and Rob Brydon are amazing together, so amazing. I could watch them, because it's mostly them fucking around. There's very little plot.
It's them just being hammed up versions of themselves, and they're just being friends.
Just like
who go get food and do impersonations.
Walking around various beautiful spots in Europe. It's a good.
What a terrible job.
It's a nice
terrible life. I put the Dave Franco directed The Rental. Then a pretty good...
Is he in your top 2 Francos?
He's my number 1 Franco.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it because of his work on season 10 of Scrubs?
He's the best season of Scrubs.
10 or 9?
I don't
9.
know, whatever. 9.
8 good ones and then another one?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's then a pretty good, like, suspense murder thriller called The Silencing with Nikolai Coster-Waldau, but I didn't want to give you more things to watch because you were already like, I'm done! And then I'm like, hey, how about one more?
You gave me like one every day. I'm like, I was done on Monday. Stop doing this to me.
A pretty cool, like mostly about the visuals and creature design. Love and Monsters was really fun. Does
someone love a monster?
No, nobody loves a monster.
Do monsters love each
It's
other?
love and monsters. They're not hand in hand.
Oh.
It's love. There's love, and then there's monsters.
And never the twain shall meet.
Never.
Okay.
Did you watch the Jon Stewart directed Irresistible?
You know, I didn't.
Oh, but you said you were going to. Anyways,
I did.
It was
I have
fun.
2 movies on my to-watch list
that's one of them?
that I did not get to.
Oh.
Those movies being Irresistible and Tenet.
I started Tenet, didn't get through it.
Yeah.
Too long. How about noted, definitely Oscar-worthy, promising young woman?
I saw it.
I thought it was good. But it's not what it was hyped to be.
Girl Joker.
I'm
not even sure it was good.
I think it was entertaining. Like I wasn't bored.
No,
and
it's not boring.
Anytime you're going to give Bo a movie role, I'm going to watch it.
I liked
Bob Burnham.
I liked Bob Burnham in it, and I liked her parents. Her parents were Clancy Brown and Jennifer Coolidge. Am I crazy?
I don't know, maybe.
Look it up, Andrew.
Shut the fuck up. If you chant that again, I'm going to come over there, and there's going to be no kissing.
Look it up. Oh, we didn't tell the people...
we haven't gotten that far
yet. Most important...
We'll tell them that when we get to the main event.
It's not part of when we lay out the ground rules?
It was Clancy Brown and Jennifer Coolidge.
That's a fun... I would like... I'd be fine if they were my parents.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, Jennifer Coolidge would probably get pretty annoying. If she was...
No, I think as a normal person... she'd be fine.
Just all of her roles.
I just think that she's, like, playing it up, right?
Yeah.
Like, Promising Young Woman, fine. Not an Oscar movie by any means.
It won screenplay, didn't it?
Yeah, and she was nominated for lead actress.
She was, and none of that should have happened.
No.
Oh, and also, I just remembered an annoying thing because that was... Yeah, because this was very COVID-y Oscars.
Adam Brody's in it.
Oh, that's right, he is.
I love him.
Yeah. And yeah, this Oscar was the first one of the night.
Yeah.
When we were commentating it, as we do every year.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't, because I wasn't invited, but okay.
Fair enough. And they didn't... Because, like, for every other Oscar, they, like, show a clip or something. Yeah. They just very quickly read the names and then read the winner. And we literally, none of us had time to do our prediction. They're like, wait, they are already fucking announced who won? What's going on? And we were all very pissed off.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah.
Especially if that's the whole point of doing it. And you're like...
And I don't remember if that's what I had or not, but it might have been what I had, because I don't vote for who I think should win. I vote for who I think the old white people are going to pick, because at the end of the day, I'm an old white person.
That is true. You're almost 40. Okay, I'm just going to rattle off some more. You can stop talking about every fucking movie we do.
I'm probably going to talk about
another good horror movie called His House.
Never seen it.
Documentary called The Last Blockbuster. Did you watch it?
I did.
And it's pretty good.
It's good. It's got lots of fun people in it.
Yep.
It's got
all the people who used to work in movie stores.
Yeah.
And like grew up being VHS losers.
I forgot that Paul Scheer used to. 'Cause I remember now.
And PFT. Is PFT in it?
No, I don't think.
But he used to work in it.
I think he did. Yeah. Yes. He got fired from one for stealing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but after seeing Paul Scheer, and I remember hearing him mention it on Rival Podcast, how did this get made before, and how he definitely used to fuck in the Blockbuster, and also
How does a man that looks like that fuck?
He used to have hair.
Yeah, that's true.
But he has always had those teeth, so I don't know the answer to your question.
His wife's pretty hot.
And his wife ain't bad.
She's pretty hot.
Way to go, Paul, and June Diane for settling. Because I remember on the podcast he told the story that he told in the documentary about how they held a fake signing with I can't remember the actress's name. She didn't do a lot. She wasn't even famous by the time they did the signing. But there was a girl who worked there who looked like this actress whose name I can't pull.
I don't remember.
Who is kind of a little famous in the 80s and not at all now, except for the fact that the girl who worked there was 15 and the actress was 34. But they just held a fake signing at the Blockbuster because they could, I guess. But he said the one flaw in the plan was that nobody cared about even the real actress, so not many people came. But it was a nice idea. It had our personal friend Ron Funches.
Professional wrestler Ron Funches
giggling about stuff. And what other fun? Lots of Kevin Smith, obviously. Lots of IMDb. Doug Benson.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's fun. It's still there.
No, I think it's gone now.
It's gone.
I think it closed somewhat recently. I think I've read that or heard that.
Last Blockbuster, Bend, Oregon. Are you alive? It was there in 2022.
Okay.
History. Talking about the movie. In 2023, the store released a commercial on Instagram, which first ran at the same time as the Super Bowl halftime show. The ad features a lone cockroach journeying across the aftermath of an apparent global catastrophe until it arrives at the last Blockbuster, which is still open.
Okay.
The store saw an uptick in sales following the ad's release. In March, Blockbuster.com was reactivated with the message, "We are working on rewinding your movie."
Nice.
So good for them. They are the last Blockbuster in the world. So good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, it was a fun documentary.
Yep. If you listen to last season of the podcast on the All Request Live Spectacular, Fat Man.
Oh yeah, Fat Man.
Pretty good.
Thanks, Pepe Garrett, for having us. That by far the least offensive of your picks.
That is, the one that got us would have gotten us the least
canceled. In addition to What Is a Woman and Cuties. You creep. I also love that he hasn't watched any of them.
Nope.
He just picks ones
just wants us to get in trouble.
That will get us in the most trouble.
Correct. That's the kind of listener I like.
I do sort of respect that.
Another good science fiction-y horror movie called Sputnik. It's exactly what I think it is.
Heard of that.
No, you didn't hear shit.
Okay.
I got so many more. Rogue, which is a very fun movie of Megan Fox pretending that she's the head of a military ops team who fight lions.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very fun.
I thought you were going to say Megan Fox pretending she doesn't have toe thumbs.
No, she can't do that. They're right there.
They're right there. Mission Impossible, Rogue. Megan Fox.
Rogue toe thumbs. Man, okay. I gotta go so much faster here.
Look,
we are at an hour 36 minutes, fucker.
Yeah, of 6 hours.
Yeah, I know, but you said we're gonna see where we're at 2 hours, so I'm trying to get through all these things I have fucking written down.
What's the rush? We're gonna talk about 10 movies in part 2.
Very excellent. Animated Superman Red Sun. Should have told you to watch it, but I forgot.
You didn't.
Then
apparently there's a million good DC animated movies.
Good.
And they just can't.
All of them are good, and all of the live action movies are dog shit.
They just can't get it together for
You're
live
the
action.
same company. Talk to each other.
Don't tell them that.
No, I can't.
They don't know.
A fun Chloe Grace Moretz with a monster trying to get into her airplane in World War II. Shadow in the Clouds.
Is it a real Love and Monsters?
Is similar. One that I was very much not happy about it being announced, and then it actually turned out to be quite good.
Oh.
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I didn't see it. Oh, what did you give it?
I don't know.
What did you give it? What did Adam give it? Because that might be a fight.
Yeah, probably.
Spoiler for future episode.
No, it's just in the future. Get over it. It's not an episode. Just gonna be talked about very briefly.
Oh, okay. Drew wants to do a segment.
Oh, Kid Cudi's in it. I forgot about
In a future episode.
Adam gave it 4. I gave it 7.
I guess that's not a huge fight. But a bit of a fight.
No, not really.
But yeah, Drew wants to do a Drew versus Adam segment on the movies they strongly disagree on.
Yeah.
So.
Spoiler alert, it's mostly things I think are really good that Adam thinks are bad.
That would be most of it. Although there's probably a few the other way.
Yep. Oh boy.
Whew.
We watched a nice movie together called Stray.
We did.
Which was just following stray dogs in the streets of Istanbul, but it was more...
Not Constantinople.
It was less about the dogs, and it was more about the kids huffing glue.
Yeah, more about glue huffing Muslim kids.
Looking after the dogs.
Yeah.
But a lot of beautiful dogs. A lot of very pretty dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing with, like, mongrel dogs. They actually average out pretty good. Because they're all, like, sort of proper dog size, and not your tiny dog bullshit.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they were good dogs.
Yeah, they're good dogs.
Not a thing you'll hear me say too often.
Nope.
Certainly not about my dogs.
The weirdly pro-beef, pro-sustainable, healthy eating of meat...
You're off Stray already?
Documentary, Sacred Cow.
Sacred Cow was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I did not expect it to be as pro-beef.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, me
and
neither.
then I'm like, oh, this is like a non-aggressive anti-vegetarian movie.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I like the views of how do you sustainably keep like manufacturing the foods and the meat products that, you know, without like destroying the planet. I think that's something that's very interesting because you never hear that side of it. It's always always drastic one way, drastic the other way.
Yeah.
There's no like middle ground.
Yeah. And
like, it would always be like, this is how you sustainably save the planet. Stop eating meat.
Yeah.
Or, this is what it looks like inside of a kill room in a meat processing plant.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So that stuff. Just back to Stray. So this was the second stray animals in Istanbul movie we've seen. The first one being Kedi. 2016?
Cute kitties.
I'm trying to find it because I'm pretty sure... Not 2016. Is it 2015? I thought it was in my faves for whatever year it was.
It's 2016.
Oh, so it didn't make my faves? That's so sad.
You're stupid.
But, yeah.
You're a dumb bitch.
It's better. I mean,
it's on CBC Gem. Which means you can watch it for free if you live in Canada.
Not bad. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to rejig my faves for 2016.
Make sure you say the right word.
I know. Because they started as, I don't remember the third, but they started as three movies starting with K that had cats in them. Because there was Kedi, Keanu, and something else. But I had to cut them all,
I like that that's literally the only movie that the director, she's done. She's done nothing else.
Really?
Like, no producing, no writing, no... just directed that. That's everything.
In and out.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think Kedi was a better movie.
I think Kedi's better.
Kedi's a better movie.
Yeah.
And not just because it's cats over dogs.
But a little bit.
But it's a nicer movie. I think.
I would rewatch that before Stray.
Yeah, Stray was a lot more about just it was too much about the homeless kids.
Yeah.
And not enough about the adorable dogs.
Yeah.
And Kedi is mostly about the adorable cats.
Yeah. And how they just, like... go to the deli and the guy makes them a sandwich.
Give them some sandwiches and people petting them and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of adorable kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I maybe... Jesus Christ.
I'm good.
I think I maybe told you to watch this, but I don't think you actually did. Escape from Pretoria.
I did.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Daniel Radcliffe a lot.
I like Radcliffe a lot. I don't know if I loved his South African accent.
I mean, South African's such a hard accent.
It's a stupid accent.
It's really hard to do.
Yeah. Even
Dutch and Afrikaans is just such
and Australian.
And Australian.
For
it's
some
just like
fucking
such a
reason.
weird fucking mixture.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I feel like jail breakout movies are, like, there's a lot of them, and I thought it was pretty good.
This was good. There was some very well done tension in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Very
really
well
like
done.
that. But yeah, I like Daniel
And
Radcliffe.
based on a true story, like this basically happened, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Making their own keys to the cells out of wood.
Wild.
Yeah.
I've seen the first, 3 Harry Potters, and I don't...
Sure, when we're done 2021...
You're watching all Harry Potters.
I am blasting...
I don't know why.
Through 7 Harry Potter movies.
So weird.
Why? I have no idea. I've had this wild hair up my ass to watch all the Harry Potter movies for months, and I don't know why. But I need to do it to, like, cleanse my system.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I don't associate him
I can see
with being Harry Potter.
I can see disappointing Cat TF in the second one.
I don't remember. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember shit.
Hermione turns into a cat, but and I sent at some point there were concept designs that were a billion times better and like looked very cute, and she's like a monster in the actual movie.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's like I like that he's gotten away from the kid roles, and like now he's done like great. A full on like adult actor.
Yeah,
like and a lot of people don't even associate him with being Harry Potter.
No, and he does weird stuff too.
Yeah,
he's like a not quite as weird Elijah Wood.
Yeah, but who's also I don't know that Elijah Wood's that weird. He just.
He does like odd indie stuff and stuff.
So does he.
Yeah, but
Swiss Army Man, Horns, Jungle, Guns Akimbo, Imperium, not the wrestling faction. But
similar beliefs.
Well, he's a cop pretending to have those beliefs.
Oh yeah,
he's not secretly the most celebrated Austrian submarine commander of World War II.
He's no Gunther Stark.
A couple of very good horror movies that I
probably saw.
That one that Adam didn't like and I liked, and the other one has.
Is it a fight?
Yes, it's a big fight.
Big fight.
The Dark and the Wicked.
I believe Adam gave it a 2 out of 10,
and I give it an 8 out of 10.
Interesting.
And The Empty Man.
Which one of you is stupid?
Adam.
I see.
The Empty Man is the other one. Is very good. There is a documentary about the life of David Attenborough called A Life on Our Planet. It was very... it's just more of planet Earth, but it's about him and his life. It's very beautiful. I can't believe he's still alive, and the day he dies, I'm going to be the saddest fucking man on the planet.
No more nature documentaries.
His voice is literally what I associate with falling asleep. Like mellowing me out to go to bed, because that's kind of sometimes what I do is I just watch those things until I fall asleep.
17 CBD edibles.
Yep.
And let David
Attenborough just
talk you off.
Like, go to how do you do that? And your brother does Jurassic Park. You're the greatest. But yeah, it's very beautiful. There's another #Alive.
#Alive, you say?
Which is a very, very good Korean zombie movie about a kid who wakes up trapped in his apartment and there's been a zombie apocalypse outside and he has very limited food and resources, and it's just very unique, I think. And then he sees a girl who's alive in the apartments across the street, but there's not really a way for him to get across. Anyways, it's very cool, like a lot of cool, unique shots and some unique stuff with the zombie genre and other people that are trapped in the apartment building and stuff. I liked it, but I did not expect you to watch it.
Did you have a very funny review of this one where you were talking about you can't wait for the shitty American remake of this?
Probably, and then they made a shitty American remake, and it's horrible.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was because I think I seem to remember. I don't know if it was this review or something else, but you referenced Train to Tucson or something, which I thought was very.
That's this one.
Very funny.
The movie really didn't fuck around. It started hot and heavy. Goddamn, is Asian horror immensely greater and more coherent and creative than all American horror. Even though this premise has been sort of done before, it's so unique in its execution. South Korea and Japan make so many amazing films that most stupid whiteys don't even see. It's definitely worth looking into. Unless you'd rather just wait around for an abortion of an American remake of something that's actually good, I can't wait for Train to Tucson.
Train to Tucson is really funny. That is a nice piece of business.
And the American remake is called Pandemic, I think.
Gay.
Maybe it's not called Pandemic. Is it called #Pandemic?
Gah. That's possibly the worst movie title of all time.
No, it's not. I don't know what it's called, but it's I think Donald Sutherland is in it.
Donnie.
It's called...
I've seen your penis, Donnie.
Have you? Oh, yeah, I've seen it too.
You've seen it too.
Gross.
Don't look now. It's Donald Sutherland's penis.
It is called... it's not. It's just called Alone. Instead of Alive.
No hashtag or no hashtag?
No hashtag.
Sad.
I gave it a half a star. Oh. I don't even think I finished it.
Very good.
Enjoy Train to Tucson, everybody.
Let me ask you this. Did the hashtag... did hashtag Alive warrant having a hashtag in the title?
He was, live streaming to no one just to, get his thoughts out.
Okay. That's reasonable.
And that's kind of why it was yeah.
I'll allow it.
Because he was a gamer, I think, and the only reason he survived is because he games, all night, and then he would just sleep all day.
What is he, Korean?
You know what? He was.
Interesting.
Do we have any other big horror movies that... The Truffle Hunters, which I want you to make your admittance to live on the air.
Oh. Yeah.
How far in did you get? Half?
Easy half. Easy half, Drew. So this one's actually on my really good list.
Okay.
Not the it hurt to cut, but the one just below that. I thought it was a really good documentary that I realized was a documentary and not a dramatized movie with actors at best halfway through, if not later.
That's pretty funny.
This was not one of my best and most intelligent watchings. I'll say that.
That's fine.
But either way, it's very enjoyable. Actually... Not to defend myself, but very much to defend myself. This is probably the best way to watch it because it becomes even better when you realize this is all real.
Wow, I thought this was fiction, but holy shit.
It's interesting if it's fiction, but the fact that these are just real, weird, old dudes.
Old men who just go through the woods with their dogs.
Are more in love with their dogs than any other human they've ever had contact with.
And there's all this secret bullshit, attempted murder of dogs.
Yeah, everyone's
trying to kidnap dogs.
Everyone's trying to kill their dogs.
Because the dogs are, worth millions of dollars because they're the ones that find the truffles.
Yeah. They're like, can I buy your dog for 12 billion euros? No, you can't.
I love the dog. The dog is my wife.
The dog. Okay, several of them were married to those dogs.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that was feeding the dog at the table, that was very much like his wife. That's his wife.
Yeah, that's his wife. But just a really interesting world that it's very cool someone figured out to make a documentary about, because it's just this weird, specific, small thing in Europe that you don't hear much about.
And it's always weird to see... because, obviously there would be people who don't know wrestling or don't know the furry fandom.
Yeah.
And then you find out about this thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and there's all this hidden drama shit going on in this community.
100%.
That you had no idea was even a thing.
Yeah.
Or being a juggalo.
Being a juggalo.
Truffle
Hunters, the Juggalos of Europe.
The Juggalos of Europe. Then we talked about this off pod, but I have a couple of 30 for 30s on the list.
Yeah.
One is the Bruce Lee one that is Be Water, which is exclusively done using archival footage of him.
Yes.
And which is very cool because a lot of it you'd never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And he, he's such a unique person in history that seeing all that archival stuff from when he was younger and moved to the United States and everything was very cool.
Yeah. It was really good.
There's so many biopics about him and none of them do it justice.
None really
they're all terrible.
Get it good.
Yeah. Considering how many people in action movies and contact sports and mixed martial arts and everything are obsessed with Bruce Lee, but then whenever anybody makes a movie about him, it's just not good.
Yeah.
How do you not make a good movie about the person you spent your entire life idolizing? It's so weird.
Hero. Yeah, it's I didn't do any 30 for 30s. I don't really have a great reason not to.
Coward.
Yes, they didn't have a theatrical release, but they're feature length, and some stuff is just on Netflix. So what's the?
But there's other things.
It would just make things so much harder if I also included these, because there'd be ones that would almost for sure be in my 2010s.
Competitive ones. Yeah, for sure.
Like, Big Shot is like one of the most entertaining watches.
It's so good.
For those who haven't seen it, it's about a guy who comes within 1 inch of straight up buying the New York Islanders. I was going to say Flyers. You know why? Because they both have orange in their logo, and I have autism. Through complete fraud.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's so fun.
Even if you don't know anything about hockey or like hockey, just watch it.
I'm not a hockey guy, and I love it.
Intriguing.
Yeah, and there's other ones that are just great also. But yeah, I don't have any, and again, don't have a great reason not to. But here we are. Be Water's really good.
Yeah, and then the other one is Long Gone Summer.
Long Gone Summer is awesome. I watched it in recent months.
Yeah. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, battling it out.
Noted white man, Sammy Sosa. Current white man, former black Dominican.
Sammy Sosa. I mean, I think that one is less...
It's better if you know baseball, but I don't think you have to.
Not necessarily, but I do think it's going to be less entertaining to people who don't understand, like, home run records and the battles that these two had,
or if you lived through it,
steroid abuse.
I remember being like glued to the TV at my grandparents' place, like later in the season, like seeing what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was a big deal in sports.
Yeah, it was huge.
I don't think a bigger deal in sports has happened. Would you say a bigger deal in sports has happened since then?
I mean, this past season with LeBron passing Kareem, but it came up so quickly that there wasn't like much of a build up to it. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably. I mean, across all sports, it is probably... I mean, there was definitely some stuff that, like, like when Tiger was in his prime. Yeah. But I still think this is bigger than Tiger.
It was big. Like, it like, captured a lot of even non-baseball fans.
Yeah.
People just got, like, swept up in it because it was so intriguing.
Yeah.
And I forgot until the documentary that... In addition to McGuire and Sosa, Ken Griffey was in the fucking mix.
And he wasn't juicing.
He was the
only one not juicing.
And he just kind of fell off.
Yeah. Well, injuries got him, like, pretty...
I mean, man, if Griffey had been healthy his whole career, he'd have every record.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd have 1,000 home runs.
Yeah, and also, like, he started putting weight on, too.
Yeah.
And once he started putting weight on, I think, he could still hit home runs, but he wasn't as athletic.
Yeah.
And so, Griffey could have definitely been, and if he'd never left the Mariners, but... Whatever, that's not here nor there.
Question for another day.
And then we talked about this off pod as well, that we're not sure how much it counts, but it's worth giving a shout out to the Netflix like miniseries or docuseries of The Last Dance.
Yes.
Which is just kind of the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls and the kind of the history of him all the way to coming back and winning that final championship.
Was the last... Is it under the 30 for 30 banner, or is it under some banner?
I think it's its own thing.
The way that... Because the OJ documentary was under... Was that 30 for 30?
No.
What am I thinking of? Maybe nothing.
Maybe I'm thinking of nothing.
It's possible it's nothing. What is The Last Dance? It's ESPN, so it... Yeah. I think Last Dance might
maybe the same people.
It's sort of 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's directed by a guy who did some of the 30 for 30s.
Yeah.
The guy also directed the Andre the Giant documentary.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow! He did 2, 4, 6. He had 6 30 for 30s.
OJ Made in America. Was 30 for 30.
Okay.
And Last Dance is tangentially related, but it's not a 30 for 30.
Same people, but it's not under the...
But OJ is straight up a 10-hour 30 for 30 movie.
Right.
Okay. So I knew there was something in there.
Anyway, so it's worth mentioning, even though like we're not sure how much it really counts towards what we've set as the guidelines. But it
was in episodes. It's great. It's so good. Yeah.
Like if it counted fully, it would be in contention for top 10 probably.
Yeah. If we
were including like those kind of things
for sure eligible.
Yeah.
I think it'd be in the low end of my top 10.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But there's probably there's lots of other things like if we were to include all of those kind of things, then you're just getting into the point of like too many things included, right? Like American Vandal season 1.
Yeah.
Probably in the top 10, right?
Who did the dicks?
Who did the dicks? Who did the dicks?
Do I remember who did the dicks?
I don't remember who did the dicks.
I don't know.
Should we watch it? Remember when your sister thought it was real?
That was a worse watch than me in Trouble Hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she did a bad job.
She did a real bad job.
Like more than one episode. and she thought it was a documentary.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I put Possessor on here even though
it's bad?
It's not bad. It's just
I haven't seen it.
Like I don't think that Cronenberg stuff, either Daddy or
Daddy or Baby,
is really for me. But I think it was very unique in what it tried to do, which should get at least a little bit of mention that it's so like outside of the norm of what movies are that get released these days.
Have you seen Infinity Pooh?
I have not seen Infinity Pooh yet, but I will.
What do you give Possessor? I want to see if that's an Adam fight. I'm very invested in you and Adam fighting.
Possessor.
Right now I'm singing Possessor in my head to the tune of Debaser by the Pixies. I'm enjoying it.
I'm not familiar with the Pixies.
Be a possessor.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's not for anyone. This is just for me. I'm enjoying it. You look up your stupid thing that I told you to.
I was just like, I'm really not familiar with the Pixies at all. So,
where's your mind?
I don't know. I give it a 6.
Okay.
And Adam gave it a 5.
Oh, that's not a fight at all.
So not a fight. Yeah, I mean, I the concept is cool. The ideas are cool, but it's just so both Cronenberg stuff is just all over the fucking place, and sometimes it's not really for me.
Yeah,
but I will give it credit for being unique and weird.
Mm-hmm. I've seen very little baby Cronenberg, but the theme with his stuff seems to be pretty good ideas that could be executed a lot better.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I don't even know what Daddy Cronenberg's doing anymore.
Some of the worst on-screen fire you've ever seen in your life.
He made crazy body horror stuff, some of which was good, some of which was not. Then he made a few really good straight ahead movies.
Two awesome,
two fucking bangers, and then after that it's pretty much just bullshit.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Has he made a good movie since Eastern Promises? I want to say no.
Barney's version. Have you seen that?
Paul Giamatti. I had no idea that was Cronenberg. I don't think he did.
He didn't direct it. No.
I think you're crazy.
He was an actor.
You're talking crazy right now.
Yeah. I mean, Eastern Promises, History of Violence.
Quick waveform check because I'm paranoid. Good. Great.
He did A Dangerous Method. I don't know if you saw that.
I know it. I didn't see it.
It's Carl Jung and
Carl Jung, the famous psychotherapist.
Yeah. It's Viggo Morgenstein and Michael Fassbender. Okay. And he's one of them's Carl Jung and the other one's Sigmund Freud. And
so one of them
Freud and Fassbender's Jung.
Somebody plays that Carl Jung. I thought there was some other actor named Carl Jung.
No, sorry. Okay. It is Fassbender.
It's Freud versus Jung.
And Keira Knightley is the sex object between the two of them.
Freud's the best. Freud's really funny.
He's very funny.
He had 6 patients.
Yeah.
Total. And then he did all of the cocaine. And he's like, well, here's how everything works.
Yeah. Smartest man alive.
And then everybody listened.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What a guy. What a charmer.
Yeah, real charmer. You're a genius? We'll listen to everything you say, even though you're a coke fiend.
The glasses and beard really sold it.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'm going to say I like News of the World, but I know it's not a great movie, but I like Tom Hanks, so here we are.
He did another 20. He did like 8 movies in
Finch.
2020. Finch.
Pretty decent, but not great.
Is there one with a robot?
That's Finch.
That's Finch?
That's Finch.
And did he do another one, or is that another year?
Might be another year. I don't know what you're thinking of.
I'll have to find out what I'm thinking of. Should
Is
I
it
go
the movie he was filming?
Should I
when
go
he
to
almost-
Telegram to do it, or should I go to IMDb? Scott, what do you think is the better?
Was it the movie he was filming when he almost was the first person to die of COVID?
That would have been very interesting. Would we be living in a different world now
You would.
if Tom Hanks was the first person to die of COVID?
He did Greyhound was the other one.
Grey-
Oh, that's also 2020.
He had a fucking year.
That's 2020. Finch is 2021. So he did News of the World, Greyhound, then Finch.
Busy guy.
I couldn't tell you what I gave Finch 3.5.
These are out of 5, by the way.
Yeah, I gave Finch 7. I gave Greyhound 6, and I gave News of the World. Apparently, I gave it 8, but I don't remember doing that.
8, you say?
I don't know. I like Tom Hanks, and it's a western, and I like westerns because I'm an old man.
So what has Tom done really? Well, he's done, of course, the David S. Pumpkins Halloween special in 2017.
Oh, David S. Pumpkins is so good.
The Post just...
Any questions?
The Post just boring Oscar bait with Meryl Streep.
Almost worked.
Toy Story 4 almost worked. Toy Story 4, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, didn't work.
I just wanted to cry, and it wasn't even about him.
Just about fucking Matthew Rhys. Just about some dude. Greyhound, News of the World, Finch, Elvis, Tom, your 2022 makes your 2020 look brilliant. Elvis and Pinocchio.
Pinoche.
That's tough.
And then A Man Named Otto.
And A Man Named Otto, which I didn't see, but...
I haven't seen it, but I will.
Maybe my parents did, and
my mom did.
Pretty
was
good.
But
yeah.
also she didn't know about the original.
Yeah. And 2023, Asteroid City.
And? I think they changed the ending.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think the ending's the same as the OG, which is way better.
Why do they always do that?
Because America can't handle it, Scott.
Like if
everything has to be happy.
If you're doing a remake, which is a dumb idea anyway, but do the remake.
But it's not a
No, we're going to remake it, but different.
It's not a dumb idea because like the typical American audience
will not watch
never going
subtitles.
to watch anything that they have to read subtitles.
Correct.
So it's not a dumb idea.
Sure, but
if you're going to do it, just do it. But like, no, it can't because movies in America have to be happy.
Like you've chosen to remake this movie because it's good.
Yeah.
Changing the ending might make it less good. So maybe just fucking remake it.
But think about how many more mainstream American movies don't have try and think of how many have sad endings.
The Trip to Greece.
That's not an American movie, though. Yeah.
I mean, not many.
There's not very many.
The Mist.
Because their whole life is already sad and depressing. Yeah. So they can't make a sad and depressing movie.
Complete escapism.
Yeah.
I want no reality. I want to leave my piece of shit life for formerly 90 minutes, now 180 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I guess is better because you get to leave your shitty life for longer.
Longer time.
Yeah.
Man, I still got so many left to talk about.
That's good because we still have an entire episode to do.
Yeah, I know. This I think you probably liked more than I did.
Oh, really?
But it's not that I didn't like it. I think I still gave it a good rating.
Mm-hmm.
There is no evil.
I liked it.
I liked 3 of the 5.
Yeah,
I thought
4
or 3. Well, because there's the overlapping one,
kind of.
Yeah.
So it's sort of for
4. Yeah, 4. I will say it's 4.
Four related shorts, but not same actors or anything.
No, just the same story,
kind
same
of topic,
context.
Yeah. State-sponsored murder in Iran.
I still gave it 7.
Yeah.
But I thought the first one was very good, which was the father out with his family.
First one's great. The first one should have been an Oscar-nominated or winning short film.
I agree. Yeah, it was very nice. It was very nice, and I didn't know where it was going.
I didn't either.
The whole movie, so I was okay,
what's the plan here?
This is interesting.
Yeah, because it's about half an hour.
Yeah,
and it's this Iranian guy, going about his life and
running errands with his daughter and his wife.
Has like a mild argument with his wife, but not a big deal. And like goes home, goes to bed, gets up early in the morning.
Yeah.
And now we're weird about spoilers on these episodes because like I don't.
Well, usually on the top 10 we wouldn't go all the way through.
And like I don't care about saying Steve Coogan's dad dies at the end of The Trip to Greece because it doesn't really matter.
No.
But this one, like this is a reveal that matters.
Yes.
So I'm actually not gonna say it.
That's fine.
Yeah, so like check out and like if you want to watch the whole thing, good. Like the other shorts,
the other ones are good, but
good.
Well, no, one of them I didn't really like that much.
So yeah,
but...
so the first short is that, and then the second one
is the guard who doesn't
escaping.
Who doesn't want to do that one. I didn't like.
It was okay
because that conversation of them in the room took way too fucking long.
Yeah,
like they just kept talking about the same. Like they kept arguing about the same thing over, and I'm like, just move on, make a decision, and move on. And then the whole escape thing was like it was fine, but it didn't make up for how long they just. Jibber jabbered.
Yeah.
Then the third one was the guy. Was that the guy going to propose to his girlfriend? But then it turned out that her brother died.
That might be the fourth.
Is it the fourth one? Then what the fuck's the third one?
What the fuck is the third one? Let me see what I can get for us.
The third one.
There is no evil. Except there is, and lots of it is in Iran.
Yeah.
Plot. Thanks Wikipedia. Thanks Wikipedians. Plot. The film relates 4 stories involving capital punishment in Iran. The end. You assholes. There is... God damn it. No evil parts.
Always good to read things on a podcast when you're supposed to be talking. Can't find us or have.
Let's see what the Guardian thinks about it.
There will be nothing.
First, okay. That's.
Is it? Is
the third one is
the birth?
Third one is birthday.
Birthday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is just fine. It's not. It's like they're soldiers that have to like.
It's a guy on leave.
Kill their friend because of his beliefs or something. Right?
Yeah. Oh, so that is the proposal one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they end up killing... he's going to propose to his girlfriend.
The National Service conscript taking advantage of the extra long leave given to those who have done their execution duty.
Yeah.
To travel to the country and propose to his girlfriend on her birthday, only to discover a hidden horror for which he is responsible. I thought that was the fourth one.
Yes.
The fourth one is Kiss Me. A musical cue discreetly hints at a relation with a story that has gone before. A middle-aged couple living in a remote mountainous part of Iran play a host to their sophisticated niece who has been living in Germany. Yeah, that one kind of relates to... That one, in theory, is in the same world as an earlier one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I thought it was good, but I thought that, like, one was the best part.
One was the best for sure.
And then it just sort of was...
Yeah,
what it was,
and the others were fine.
Was that in one of your other two, or it was just in the Hans?
It was in the regular stuff. But,
I thought you might have had it in your like really good or hard to. This one hurt.
Not quite, but it was definitely a good movie. Adam gave it an 8. He liked it better than both of us.
That's fine. I give it a 7.
Yeah, I would probably give it a 7 too. Yeah. If I one day got my shit together on Letterboxd.
First part gets a 10, and the rest gets whatever.
Yeah. Watch the first part.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Let me transition to 2 shorts I saw.
Okay.
With, was it? I guess it was Sundance via digital. Taipei Suicide Story.
Uh-huh.
It's a very melancholy, just like I'm trying to remember exactly. I think it is a hotel specifically that caters to suiciders.
Okay,
and it's just like kind of debating it, and just this like quiet, sad thing that's very well done. And the other one is super cool, and you need to see, but it is fucking available nowhere. I have looked everywhere for it since I saw it probably 3 years ago.
Right.
Digital video editing with Adobe Premiere Pro, the real world guide to setup and workflow.
I think you talked about it once before.
It's a horror movie. It's a horror short.
Right.
And it's really cool. It's like they're editing a thing with, I'm assuming, Adobe Premiere Pro, and things get scary.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's cool. If it ever shows up fucking anywhere,
if it's available anywhere,
check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of documentaries, because I guess when you're in the midst of COVID, you can just do documentaries.
Yes.
There was, where is it? The Dissident, which was about the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi. The Washington
Dissident
Post
hurt me to cut.
Really?
That was a late cut.
I mean, I thought it was really good, but I didn't think I really considered it in my list.
Well, I'm glad it's not on mine.
Okay.
Because of the thing that we haven't even told newer listeners yet.
Yeah.
One day.
The assassination of Jamal Khashoggi, who is the Washington Post journalist who was a Saudi national who moved to the United States.
He was not a Saudi nationalist.
Nationalist. He's Saudi national. Moved to the United States and then was kind of outspoken about the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who at this point in 2023 pretty much owns everything. We spent too much time worrying about the Chinese and not enough time worrying about the Saudis.
Even though they did 9/11 and we learned nothing.
Well, Bush did 9/11, but whatever.
Bush and his friends, the Saudis, did 9/11.
I love that press conference, or that speech or whatever, that Bush was doing earlier this year when he was talking about Putin's unjust war against Iraq. I mean, Ukraine. Ha ha ha. But also Iraq. I'm 78. George, can I call you George?
You can
Mr. Bush. I love you. You're a war criminal, but I love you. You are the funniest man on the planet.
No war criminal has gotten a better PR job than George W. Bush. Like, people just like him now.
The thing is, when he's not president, he's like the most likable person.
Yeah. He's a good hand.
We gotta say in Texas, I'm sure you gotta hear in Tennessee, is fool me once, shame on you. Won't get fooled again. God, I love them. But yeah, it was. I couldn't believe that they had like the Turkish police talking about it. Like, I thought there would be like no one says anything about this.
Yeah.
But I guess because Turkey and Saudi Arabia don't exactly line up that well. But man, it is blatantly obvious how much the Crown Prince had to do with this. And now he just owns everything.
And now he
owns golf. He owns a bunch of major soccer teams. And he kind of secretly owns the WWE.
Yep. Continues to blatantly murder whoever he wants.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you're a Crown Prince, he murders his own family members.
Yeah, that's tight, actually.
It's kind of tight.
Yeah.
But also, I guess royalty's been doing that for, 2,000, 3,000 years.
They have, but this is the only one still doing it, which is cool.
Well, Kim Jong-un. Which one's the one in charge now? Kim Jong-sun. Un. Because, he had his half-brother murdered,
Yeah,
right?
that was
by, a prostitute who, she thought it was, a prank for a TV show.
Yeah.
And then turned out she just straight up murdered
real
him.
murder.
Yeah.
Also cool.
Also very cool.
Two coolest countries. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea and Saudi Arabia.
Does it have a full...
the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? Or is there more to it?
Yeah.
The
Royal Kingdom of Freedom...
super chill republic of...
Progressive country
no
of
women
Saudi Arabia.
drivers. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is the full name. Yeah. Did you know it's a country in West Asia?
Oh, really?
Yep. Did you know it covers the bulk of the Arabian Peninsula?
I did know that, actually. It's huge. It's bigger than you think it is.
Did you know
but
that...
granted, the population density is really only here, and then just desert.
Did you know that Islam is the one true way and women shouldn't drive? It's weird that it's in the Wikipedia, so it must be true.
But Kumail, it says it in the Quran.
Look, if it says that women shouldn't drive in the Quran, then I know two things. One, Islam is the one true way. And two, women shouldn't drive.
Yeah, it's a pretty dark look at just how little control anyone has over anything in the world.
I didn't know. So the deal was he was murdered in the Saudi embassy in Turkey because they tricked him into going there to finalize his divorce.
No, to his marriage.
For his new marriage. For his second marriage.
He had to get... Because she's from Turkey.
Yes.
He had to go to the embassy in Turkey to get legal documentation from Saudi Arabia that he was getting married.
Yeah, because
but he didn't actually need it.
No, because there was the other guy who's in the movie a lot, who's in Toronto, who they the Saudis got a hold of him and said, "Oh, hey, you got to go to the embassy and renew your passport." He's like, "No, I don't."
He's like, "I have a Canadian passport."
Fuck no, I don't.
No, I don't.
Because you'll kill me there.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Saudis like doing, is killing their own people in their embassies. Because that's what they did to this motherfucker. I didn't know they had straight up audio recordings of the whole
of the
thing.
murder. Yeah.
That's
I didn't know that either.
Nuts.
I did not know that.
They have audio of him being cut into pieces.
But we didn't get to hear it, thank God.
No.
I
think it might have...
It's a real Grizzly Man situation. If
no one must ever hear this.
If Werner put that on, he would go destroy it.
You need to destroy this.
Never play this for anyone.
It might have made my 10 if I had heard the bone saw.
Oh, no.
It might have made my... That's some serious shit.
No.
No? Okay. I don't know.
No.
You know what? I'm going to treat myself to a little Coke Ultimate.
Good. Speaking of Werner...
Should I have another half of a...
Why not?
Energy drink?
Why not?
No.
Speaking of Werner...
He
had one. Fireball Visitors from Darker Worlds.
Sure did.
Very good. Very beautifully shot.
Let me answer your question with a question, even though you didn't ask a question. Is this on my faves?
Then we'll come back to it.
Okay.
What else I got here?
Wait, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. We're good. We're fine.
What other documentaries? How about Feels Good Man?
I think we should talk about that later.
Okay. How about Class Action Park?
We can talk about that now.
Okay. So Class Action Park, I mean, I guess maybe more people have seen the Johnny Knoxville movie.
This is not that movie. That movie is...
just Jackass, but with...
What's the name of the movie? It's not called
Action Point.
Action Point. The real place was called Action Park. Because
they couldn't call it Action Park because they were afraid to get sued, I think. So yeah, it was just...
Even though Action Park should have been sued even more times than they were when they were around.
Yes.
It's the most dangerous place in the world. But it's also super fucking cool.
Yeah, it was a water park in New Jersey in the 80s.
Yeah.
That was just sort
like
of
homemade.
Homemade and just sort of like run by an eccentric guy who had some money.
Yeah, who just hired teenagers
to run the water park and super dangerous, super rickety and just not well maintained.
Yeah, there's a loop-de-loop, fully enclosed water slide that they didn't work out the physics of, that people just kept smashing into at the top of the loop.
They weren't getting enough speed to just maintain going around.
Yeah.
So they would get up to the peak and then just drop onto the other side.
And then so the first person came out with their mouth bleeding, and then more people after that person came out with cuts and other parts of them bleeding, because the first guy, his tooth got stuck in the top of it, and then the rest of them were cutting themselves on the tooth. Good stuff.
Yep, good stuff. This movie had some of the most atrocious and insulting pronunciations of the words water and park.
Worder
park.
Yeah.
God,
when you get the closer you get to Baltimore, the more trouble you're in. Anywhere in that Baltimore, kind of Philly, kind of South Jersey, anywhere in that mid-Atlantic shit, you're in trouble accent wise.
Horrible.
That is the most, because everyone's like, oh, what's the dumbest accent? Say the fucking Southern accent, right?
Yeah,
That's stereotypical. No, Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic. Horrible.
It's nonsense.
Nonsensical.
Yeah.
Like, at least, like, a Southern accent or a Midwest accent is kind of cute sometimes, like, on women.
This is not. This is ugly across the board.
This is, like, gurgling garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible.
That being said, I would climb mouth first over Dick Mountain to go to Chap's Pit Beef in Balmore again.
Balmore? Yeah.
That's one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
Let's just never get lost on the way out, please.
No, safety first.
Yeah, let's not accidentally drive into one of the more dangerous areas and have to find a Dunkin' Donuts so that we can get Wi-Fi so we can figure out how to get the fuck out of Baltimore.
I think that was the one time I've actually used that Hotel Tonight app where you just because we'll find something.
And then we got like the nicest.
And we got like a 4-star hotel,
and then we sat there and watched the Raw.
I watched the Raw after Mania, and it was fun.
It was wild.
It was a nice hotel.
That was a really nice hotel.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to talk about more documentaries, or is your list just all documentaries?
I've definitely got a few on my list.
Can we talk about You Cannot Kill David Arquette?
Yes.
Okay. You cannot kill David Arquette.
You can't. Can you? You can try your best.
You can severely maim
if you're
him.
Nick Gage.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you don't know who David Arquette is. He's like an actor. He's in the Scream movies. He's married. Was married to Courtney Cox, or still married to Courtney.
Might still be.
So yeah. Still married to Courtney Cox.
That's why in later seasons of Friends, she's credited as Courtney Cox Arquette.
Yeah. So he did. He did a movie that we reviewed on the podcast called Ready to Rumble.
Yes, he did.
It was in the All Request Live Spectacular.
Oh, yes, it was.
And he did
is that spoilers for down the road when we're doing the 2000s? Is it your number one movie of the year 2000?
It's if I was to make a movie list of top 10 movies I can put on mute and quote the movie word for word, it's either number 2 or 3. Slapshot's number 1.
Is The Ringer number 2?
Ooh. No, I was thinking Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a tough 4-way battle. I really would. I don't know, but it's definitely up there.
Mine for that criteria, my number 1 would be Billy Madison.
Ooh, Happy Gilmore would be really high for me.
I think I can do Madison about word for word. Happy Gilmore not as much, but still well.
Excuse me, I believe that jacket belongs to Mr. Gilmore.
Oh, Jaws.
Jaws, poor Jaws. R.I.P. Anyways, so David Arquette's career kind of, took a downward slope. Yeah. And he very much, just like wasn't getting good roles, wasn't getting a lot of opportunities, so he kind of decided...
What about Eight-Legged Freaks?
He did do Eight-Legged Freaks, and I believe he did... 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yes, he did. Neither of which would be that current, because I remember seeing both of those at Blockbuster.
I think one's 98 or 99, and one's 2000, 2001.
Maybe 2 or 3. Eight-legged, yeah, a little later, but yeah, hasn't had like a huge 2010s, let's say.
Eight-Legged Freaks 2002.
Yeah,
and 3000. Typing around the microphone is always
stuff out there.
2001 for 3,000 Miles to Graceland. But anyways,
and post 9/11
Pre and post 9/11. So, David Arquette definitely... Oh, yeah, he's in Bone Tomahawk. God, that movie awesome.
That's a good movie.
And he's in Ravenous, which you also reviewed on the podcast.
Yes, he is.
He's in Pee-wee's Big Holiday. Good for him. You know what?
That's the new one,
Good
right?
for him. That's the 2016 one.
Did I watch that?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know.
I didn't.
Did I?
I don't know.
Did Tim Burton direct it?
The new one?
I don't know. He directed the first one.
I don't think he directed the new one, did he?
Maybe
John Lee directed the new one.
Is it like a white Lee or a Chinese Lee?
I don't know. There's no pictures of him.
No pictures of the guy who directed Pee-wee's Big Holiday?
Yep, I'm getting nothing here. I think he's white.
Good.
I think his legal government name is John and not Shui Shuang Li. Anyways. So Arquette kind of decided
Ching Chong Lee, they're calling
he was going to start doing professional wrestling like as a mostly full-time job.
So did we say he is a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion?
I think we talked about that when we reviewed the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did win. He did win as part of like the marketing for the movie.
Yeah.
Did matches in WCW. and he won the title for a brief period of time. Then
he held the same belt that Ric Flair held.
That Ric Flair held multiple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, he decided like that. What was going to be better for him maybe was to just try and make wrestling happen.
Yeah.
And then he kind of became like a little bit of an indie darling.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, he's not good.
He's not good, but like people liked him because he pursued it very earnestly.
Yeah,
and he didn't try to like make his fame part of it.
He went to like wrestling school.
And then did like backyard
shows. He went to Mexico to learn.
Mexican street wrestling is the best thing in the world.
It's great.
It's so cool.
I would never be able to do it.
No, I'd hurt myself on the concrete.
But yeah, I think he's a really likable person.
He seems like a nice guy.
You see him as like a goof, like a doofus. Officer
Doofy.
But he's really like a likable regular person.
Yeah. But he was part of this he was like kind of depressed.
Yes,
but never a bad guy.
No, not at all. No. So I think
he was a good guy who was depressed.
It's a really endearing like thing. Like you, really want to see him succeed.
You're totally on his side.
And like now his daughter wrestles.
Yeah,
which is wild that Courtney Cox's daughter is a professional wrestler.
Yep.
Again, I also don't think she's very good because it's not like either one of them is like noted active person, like an athlete.
They're not per se.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it is a really nice documentary. Even if you don't know anything about wrestling or like care about wrestling, it's more about just like his journey to like kind of redeem himself. But then like now but then it kind of peaked, and now he's not really like. He doesn't really
doing it.
Yeah, I don't think he really wrestles anymore.
Well, here's the thing:
he had a match on AEW.
Yes,
like early AEW.
Yeah. So the thing is, he was doing it for a while. He was like, getting on some like bigger indie shows, and then,
he hasn't wrestled since 2001. So
2001, you say?
2021. Sorry.
Fair enough. And he was getting bigger and bigger matches, and then GCW, which is like one of the bigger indies in the country, decided to do a fun thing where they did something of a styles clash between actor wrestler David Arquette and deathmatch monster Nick Gage, coming off not too long ago serving like 10 years in prison for armed robbery. And they had a full-on death match, tables, chairs, thumbtacks, question mark, fluorescent light tubes, the works. And they did a spot where Nick Gage was sort of behind David Arquette and had him in kind of a choke with a light tube, and was... And I think the intention was for the light tube to break, just not in the way it did. Just snapped a light tube, and it just sliced Arquette's neck.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. Immediate stoppage of the match. Ambulance, hospital.
No, they finished the match. He held his neck and then let him roll him up.
Oh yeah,
and then as soon as he rolled him up, 1, 2, 3, he like booked it out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there was more to happen in the match, but he's like, pin me, it's over.
Yeah, and then his best friend in the whole world, Luke Perry, drove him to the hospital.
That's right. And then fucking straight up died.
David Arquette had a singles match against Timothy Thatcher.
Yes, he did.
That's wild.
Yes, he did.
Current
GHC Tag Team Champion Timothy Thatcher.
So that match with Gage was November 2018.
2018, okay.
Then he wrestled like pretty consistently in 19.
Yep.
And then by the end, his last like full-time match was New Year's Eve in 2019.
Okay.
He wrestled New Year's Day 2020, then wrestled one match in 2021.
I mean, there wasn't much wrestling going on in 2020.
Yeah, but he hasn't done anything since July 2021.
Yeah.
He wrestled.
I mean, he's not a young guy.
He wrestled as Rob Boss, teaming with a little angry tree to take on Whopper Texas Ranger.
What promotion?
WPW in Burbank.
You know, Al has wrestled for them.
Oh, really?
That's Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
Oh, noted cool guy. Was Al on the show?
I tried to find the show that Al was on.
So he wasn't actually on a show. So
couldn't find it.
The main event was noted 5cc wrestler Darwin Finch defeating Dark Sheik for their title.
Shout out to 5cc, one of many Washington promotions that will be dead as of August.
What are you doing?
We're down to 1, right?
No, 5CC's not dead.
5CC's dead after next show.
Why?
Because they're done. It's their last show. Did you not know this?
No.
Oh, yeah. They said it's their last show.
Yeah.
And Timber Pro just died.
Well, Timber Pro's dead.
Well, they're on an indefinite hiatus, which means they're dead.
Scott, are we never wrestling again?
WAC is dead. So we're Washington. We're down to SOS, and then boom here.
Let's hit up Drexel again about getting Portland.
We should. Yeah, we're gonna have to start expanding our horizons. But yeah, we've been working for 4 promotions in Washington, and between December 2022 and this coming August, 3 of the 4 have died, and the 4th one almost did.
Almost did, but we maintained.
We got her back.
There are some.
Luckily, our secret plan is for the one that's alive.
Yeah. There are some very great names on this Pro Wrestling show.
Yeah, it's like all comedy and gimmicks.
Chow Mein Charlie.
Love it.
Chick Adi. Emo Tep. But like emo Tep.
I like that. Is like an emo mummy? Love it.
Larry the Turkey. Leather Daddy. Phil Cosby.
Nice.
Phil Good. I don't know. Pop Tart Boy, which better be Jackie or me real mad.
Yep.
Rubber Baby. And then you got Devastator 2. Okay. Fidel Bravo. Gregory Schmeggery Sharp. Sexy Chino. Mm-hmm. Ricotta Flair.
Mm. Are these the Fromage Horsemen?
Yes. Yeah, the Fromage Horsemen. He also wrestled as Donald Trump. Then here's maybe the best one. So, Gentleman Jervis wrestled George Washington Carver's Monster.
I hope it's a scary peanut. It would have to be, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Tony wrestled Jervis at a NEW show this year, and said it was the worst match he's had in a long time.
You don't say.
Apparently, if I had told you that, stop that. Turn it off. If I told you that Jervis hadn't wrestled for 18 months going into March, would you have known that? Because I didn't know that.
I don't. It is literally a guy in a giant peanut costume that has a secondary peanut. Just one arm that's like a big muscular peanut arm that he uses for punching.
Love it. Yeah, so
the last thing I knew that Gentleman Jervis did was that
was Chikara.
Was swinging Orange Cassidy to sleep. That was the last thing I knew.
Yeah.
What was that, 2018, 17?
Somewhere in there, but I assumed he was just active. But no, he hadn't wrestled for a year and a half. It blew up immediately, and Tony hated the match so much. I think that was maybe on the Minoru Suzuki show.
So, Minoru Suzuki's wrestling, and you get to wrestle this guy and have the worst match of your career. Yep. Meanwhile, Minoru Suzuki's here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Very funny.
Then, Crip Camp. Did you? That was good. It was good. Crip Camp, a disability revolution. It's just about the Disabilities Act and sort of the way that it came about by a bunch of people that went to a camp for the physically disabled.
The physically retarded.
And then they all just sort of became friends and banded together to sort of show that, there's literally no support for anybody who's disabled.
Hey, we have rights.
It was really, the ending definitely got me. I cried.
There's a scene at the end that, it's so fucking moving.
It's very moving. And then just, them getting back together. And, it's harder for me, because, my mom has a disability. My sister has been diagnosed with the same disability, but she doesn't really, have symptoms yet, which is good.
You have a different disability.
My best friend is retarded.
Who's your best friend?
You. But yeah, it was very nice. It was the second to last thing I watched for the year.
I think this was the last new one I watched, and then I think there were just a couple rewatches after that. One of which is my number 4, so I'm glad I rewatched it.
Good.
It is my number 4.
There's still a whole bunch more. Caught in the Net, which I undersold it to you.
You did, and I don't think we should talk about it until we get to faves.
Okay, then is that it for documentaries? Is the Panther on the Page going on later?
Very much.
Okay.
It's not for you.
It was a late cut for me.
Damn.
It was a very late cut for me. Black Bear. We talked about Black Bear off pod.
Black Bear's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's
first half before like there's a kind of more twisty reveal.
It's good. It's like two movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first one's definitely better. First one is, I mean, the second one has people being cunts to each other, but the first one is more of that, and I like it more. Yeah, it
was good, but it was missing some. It was a little bit all over the place in at the third act.
Yeah,
and just like sloppy, and was losing interest towards the end.
Yeah, there was one good stressful scene in it where it focuses on the PA. With like she's been in other. I recognize her from something, but she's got like sort of like the one side of the head shaved and long hair, and where I don't know if she's trying to find Aubrey Plaza for the scene, but she's like going up through a couple different floors of the house, and it's very hectic and frantic, and I liked. In terms of the second part of the movie, I like that scene. But yeah, there's other stuff that doesn't work as well, and I wish it did. Like it's got the bones to be something really cool.
The pieces were there; they just weren't put together properly. And like I don't know, there was a point where I kind of turned on Christopher Abbott, and I like Christopher Abbott.
I like Christopher Abbott, but
there was definitely a point where I was like, he's just being like, I know it's the character, but he's just being every whiny like dickhead indie filmmaker, and it's kind of annoying. Like it's not even intriguing. It's just being an annoying cunt. Like
which is different than the first part.
Yeah. So I thought it was good, but it was definitely missing something. We talked about Topside off pod.
We can talk about it on pod.
Okay. The South Park Pandemic special.
No, I mean like we can talk about it on pod.
Oh, they're saying like later.
No.
So I don't have anything to say about it. Just like it was a thing that I just randomly came across on a list of good 2020 things. Looked on Letterboxd, it had a decent rating, so I was like, okay, it was easy to find. I think it was on Prime Video, so I just like watched it, and then that was one of the ones I sent to you, and you were like, "I was done Monday." I'm like, "Sorry, I'm just watching the things that are easily accessible to me."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I have too much to talk about.
It's about mole people in New York.
It is about mole people and a mom being a whore, and a little girl who's pretty much hush puppy.
She's pretty much hush puppy from Beasts of the Southern Wild. Mom was a junkie whore.
Yep.
But she's trying her best, sort of,
but not really.
But not doing.
And then the
job.
Cops kick them out of their underground hideout, and she has to go to her pimp to help her. And
pimp / dealer, which is always a great combo to have.
Perfect combo.
Yeah. That was actually my favorite part, where because like the dealer's pissed at her because I think she owes him money or something.
Yeah, or she didn't show up for one of her jobs.
She fucked him over somehow, and then she shows up because they need a place to stay for at least for a bit. And he's like pissed at her, and then he's like, fine, all right, at the end of the day you're a good fuck, so I'll put you to work and you can stay, and the kid can stay too for whatever. And then after that he's like, this kid would be worth some money. I believe they won't even touch her much. I think
touch her much was definitely sad.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I like it when it gets gritty like that.
Gritty. And then there's a very frantic scene right at the end.
She loses the kid.
Loses her on the subway.
Yeah.
And then there's just a series of frantic scenes of her running in and out of trains, up and down flights of stairs.
Goes back underground.
Through the turnstiles. Yeah, goes back underground.
Yeah.
Talks to the attendants that are like fucking useless.
Yeah.
And it's very, very hectic. And like...
And I was wondering what she was going to do at the end of it. And I sort of figured it out. I'm like, I think it'll be this. And it basically was that.
Yeah. The South Park Pandemic special.
Oh yeah,
it counts. It's one longer episode.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm gonna put it on the list. I mean, with all things South Park, it's great.
I'm trying to remember which, because there was several. I'm trying to remember which is which.
First one.
Which is, I get the vaccination special is the Israel one, right?
Is the Israel one.
That one I like. Not for any particular reason.
No particular reason. And then there's the one where it's in the future, when they're all grown up. That's the...
And there were two of those?
Yeah. That's the third and fourth.
Yeah.
And then is there a fifth one?
I think there's maybe 4. Pandemic special, vaccination special, and then South Park with a Q. Something.
Yeah. So the 2022 specials were... Oh, so there was... That's the end of the season. So the South Park Streaming Wars...
Oh, that was a new one.
And
maybe
Streaming
that's the
Wars
fifth one?
Part 2 are both 2020.
No.
Original release date, June 1st and July 13th, 2022.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So not 2020.
Yeah. And then the specials... So, that's post-COVID, so where's COVID? The Mexican Joker. Pandemic special, South Park with a Q, vaccination special, South Park post-COVID, South Park post-COVID, the return of COVID, and so it's just 4.
Yeah. So
it's September 2020.
4 of those and then 2 Streaming Wars?
Yes.
So there've been 6?
Yeah. And then season 25 was... in between the post-COVID and then the Streaming Wars.
Oh, they just call... Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because specials were November and December 2021. Then season 25 started in February till March because it was a short season.
Oh, yeah, 6 episodes.
Then the two Streaming Wars specials were June, July. Then season 26 started this February to March.
Yeah, another 6-episode season.
Yeah, I guess
it's getting a lot easier.
It's getting a lot easier. You don't have to try.
Oh, I didn't know that in the Oh no, I guess I did. The Chat GPT episode.
Yeah,
they used Chat GPT.
Nice.
Like their writers are credited Trey Parker and Chat GPT.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it counts because it's like a full length. It's a longer episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what else is on the fucking list here. I mean, I'm almost at the ones that were like the tough to cuts, which I assume are also on your thing. I mean, we talked about Palm Springs. Is that?
That's in my really good list.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a really fun Groundhog Day with Andy Samberg.
Yeah, and it's a good long chunk before it's Groundhog Day, but that also explains some weird stuff in the first part.
Early, like that first scene at the wedding is very funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's just super smooth.
Yeah, he's just a super cool, smooth guy. At
a wedding. He's done this 10,000 times.
Yeah, he's doing this every day for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. It didn't caught me off guard. Yeah. It's got a hot girl in it.
It's almost as if we like Andy Samberg.
We do like Andy Samberg.
Well, 2, but
this and Hot Rod.
What about 3? Popstar.
That's what? That's not what I meant to say. The bad one, which is That's My Boy.
That's My Boy.
Hot Rod is funny.
Yeah, and Popstar.
And Popstar's great.
Shiva Baby, big old giant Jewish boobies.
My last fucking cut.
Okay.
Last cut.
I mean, I'm happy with that. That's a good cut. That's a good last cut.
Great cut.
Big old Jewish boobies. And so, as you may have heard, there was a Shiva.
There was a Shiva.
She's a baby.
What else do you need to know?
I mean, the whole, almost the entire thing takes place at a Shiva.
At the Shiva, yeah.
And she's like a young, first couple years of college age girl.
Yeah.
And she's been sleeping with this guy who's her sugar daddy.
She's sugar daddying even though she doesn't need the money.
She doesn't fucking need the money.
And if there isn't a more that kind of person thing to do, I don't know what is.
I don't know what is either.
And then her sugar daddy shows up to the Shiva with his
He's married.
wife. Yeah.
Has a kid.
Yep.
And everybody, and her dad, we used to work for her dad.
Yeah.
And these are all things she didn't know.
This is all news to her.
And then her best friend who she grew up with, who I guess she's kind of a dyke with. Shows up, and then there's just like all this like weird tension. And then she's also just kind of like insane and unstable because at the place, she takes a topless picture of her in the bathroom, sends it to him who's there, and then he has to react, and his wife is getting suspicious about it, and then she leaves her phone in the bathroom, which her friend finds, and then sees what she's doing, and it's kind of very hectic.
It's chaotic.
Even though it's like things aren't moving quickly.
No, but it's a different kind of chaotic.
The vibe is very like, yeah. So... I'm glad that you liked it.
It's very funny. She does a really good job. I don't know if I've seen her in anything before.
She's in Bodies,
which I haven't seen yet.
And she's in the more recent movie directed by the same lady, and it is called
like after Shiva Baby.
Yeah. The one that it's out like right now. I think it is called. Give me an Emma Seligman movie. Bottoms.
Oh,
it's out right now.
Heard of it.
They start a fight club as a way to lose their virginities to cheerleaders.
Nice.
And the fight club gains traction, and soon the most popular girls in school are beating each other up in the name of self-defense. But I think it's out right now, and I think everybody really likes it.
Cool.
I think it's really good, and she's got big old Jewish movies.
So same director and
same
actress?
director, same actress.
Cool.
And I think is there one person in it that we really like. Nope, there's one crazy person in the movie.
Nice.
Which is Marshawn Lynch. I don't know what role he plays, but he's in the movie. Beast mode, baby.
I was gonna say, does he go beast mode?
He goes beast mode. You gotta eat those Skittles and. Did you watch Supernova?
Yep.
Very, very beautiful and sad movie about a gay couple played by my boy Tooch.
I'd say you got two boys in this.
Yeah, I mean, I
guess Tooch is more your boy than Firth.
I like Colin Firth a lot, but Tooch is my guy.
Yeah,
and they're like an old, fabulous couple. One's a writer, one's a pianist.
Possibly my favorite type of couple in the world. Just upper class, older, white, gay,
pretentious
couple.
Gay white couple.
The best.
Yeah,
there's no better thing to be. We should be so lucky. As to be them.
Famous, rich, old, white gay men.
The best.
Well, if we keep this up, we're one step closer.
This is an important enough question that I'll save it for the beginning of part 2.
Okay.
I'm making a note. It's that important.
So Tooch has early onset dementia.
Yeah.
And
sexually transmitted.
And they've rented or bought maybe an RV, and they're traveling across the British countryside, and they're going to go visit Colin Firth's family.
I was wondering initially, right at the beginning, if Tooch was going to be British. He was not.
He was American. He had a terrible name though.
Yes, Tusker.
Tusker. Yeah.
Was that it?
Tusker.
It's not a name.
I don't know if that is... I mean, it's listed as his first name in the movie.
No, yeah, it was his first name. I'm like, that's a mildly acceptable last name. That's not a first name.
It's not a first name.
No, I was pissed at that. That's why it's not on my list. But otherwise, it's perfect.
Yeah,
but there's a man named Tusker in it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, it's very beautiful, and it's shot in the English countryside, and it's sort of about Tusker hiding how far along he's getting.
Yeah.
And Colin Firth's just kind of very angry about the way that the way that it's going, because he wants this to be. Ultimately he's terrified to be alone.
Yeah.
And he needs Tusker to sort of keep it together, and he's trying, but it's getting really bad.
Yeah, he's not mad at Tusker for his condition.
Obviously, you can't be mad at your husband for getting dementia, but he's very, very just upset that he's going to lose the love of his life and then be alone, and he's too old to be alone, and it's very heartbreaking and very beautiful. I love the way it was shot.
Second movie I watched in very short order that references us all being made of stardust. Ooh. This and the Werner documentary to be talked about in a bit.
I don't know. Do I have anything that's left that isn't like in my top? The Devil All the Time. I kind of wish I had rewatched it, but I just didn't have time to rewatch it.
I haven't seen it since it
came out.
Since it premiered on Netflix.
Yeah.
We watched it then.
Yeah.
I remember it being pretty good, but the way it sat in my head, I'm like, this is not going to make my top 10, so I don't need to rewatch it.
Did we know that it was the same director as Simon Killer?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What's the guy's name?
Antonio Campos.
I was gonna say it's a Spanish name, but Antonio Campos.
And don't forget how insane Robert Pattinson's accent was in this.
Oh,
he was like that weird, like Southern preacher kind of guy. I mean, it was good. I remembered really liking it, but I definitely wish I had rewatched it because we literally saw it like the week it came out, maybe, and I don't remember it as well as, but I do remember there being issues. Like I remember it being like, this is really good, but I wish that blank.
Yes, it was. Yeah, not a perfect movie.
Did I write a review for it?
Did you write a review for it?
I wrote insanely dark and depressing. If you like things that are a bummer and hate it when characters survive, then you'll love this.
Oh yeah, we did. We definitely killed some main characters.
Yeah,
always good. Maybe killed the main character.
Spoilers. I don't remember.
I think we did.
Yeah, I want to say
remember.
We did. There's that. Mogul Mowgli.
I have that in really good.
Really good, yeah. That was one of my ones that I like.
Yeah.
If in a different year would have been more likely to maybe make it up there.
Yep.
I feel like it got unfairly compared to Sound of Metal.
I mean,
even though it's not really the same movie.
It's not, but it's going to happen when it's
Riz Ahmed
as a musician who's developing a disability.
Yeah, like I get that, but it's not really the same movie.
No, they're different movies, but there are also some big thematic similarities.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty tough to watch. It's tough to watch anybody like lose their ability to live.
Sure,
but I think my only, I mean, in a weaker year, it would have been. It would have been higher in my consideration. It probably still wouldn't have made the list. Just because I thought the ending was just too like, oh, we just found this miracle cure for you, and like now you're fine, but also you can't have babies.
To put a bow on it,
like that just seemed like. I get the idea of, like, you're sacrificing the fact that you're never going to have children with the woman that you love, but there's just this magic cure that you can take and you're fine. Like, I don't know, it just seemed, like, too convenient.
Yeah. He was good at rapping.
I mean, he's great at everything, Scott. He's the best in the world.
I guess he's just the best.
But yeah, he was very good at rapping.
He was great. He's both, like, kind of standard rapping and more like spoken word poetry style.
Slam.
Yeah, he was
slam jam.
Yeah, he was really good at both.
He was very good. I'm glad. Like I'm glad he was just using his regular voice and accent.
Yeah,
because he's got a cool voice. It's just a very cool. And I loved the backstory of the Pakistan family, Paki family, as
I don't know if
our friend Chris Goodwin would say.
Shout out.
But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was very different. There was a lot of like hallucinating and visuals that were very cool.
That's what took it above just like a regular movie for me, was that like added just like him seeing this recurring thing.
Yeah, it was like something from his father's past, because his father had fled India for Pakistan during apartheid.
Step up ?
Yeah, and he would ask his dad about it, and his dad would, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it was a huge thing, but so he's like kind of going through this, like trying to, like he's hallucinating his father's past, which is very strange.
Yeah.
But
also seeing this guy, this deity thing. Yeah.
Which was very cool. Like, I like taking weird risks like that.
Yeah.
Especially on something that you're like, everybody's going to compare this to Sound of Metal.
Yeah.
So, and then, I think everything else on my list is sort of like the hard to cut last thing to cut, and we're at almost 3 hours.
What?
So
really?
Yeah.
I thought we're probably at 2 now.
2:56 and 32 seconds.
Fuck off! We're the worst. Turn it off.
Well, is there anything that you have that's not
a bunch? Fucking turn it off.
Hear me. Is there anything on your list that was just like not hard to cuts?
Yes.
No, I'm saying like things that are just like whatevers.
Yes.
Okay, then do them.
A bunch.
Then do them.
Nomadland.
Yeah, it was a hard cut for me. I had like a very emotional response to seeing it. Like it just, I don't know, it just got me. But
I think the ending got me. I think for most of it didn't have me, and then the ending sort of got me.
Yeah,
but it was pretty well done. It's a weird Best Picture.
It is, but also it's directed by a woman and it's starring Frances McDormand, so you got to let it win.
And she's Chinese,
and then she did an awful movie afterwards.
I'm going to say something controversial,
and then I'm going to turn the podcast off.
I mean, sure, you could turn it off. I'll have a few more things after this. I don't like looking at Chloe Zhao.
No, she's not attractive. But that's not the point, Scott. She's behind the camera.
You're not turning it off?
She's behind the camera.
Yeah, she looks...
She's got a face for radio.
She looks like she's like a forest creature.
It's the ears. It's the ears. She's got like real like out ears.
She's got out ears, and
she looks like a bush baby.
And the pigtails, and she just dresses in burlap.
Yeah, she is. She's a wildling.
And she's a wildling. That's exactly what she is. And then she directed a Marvel movie, and it was the worst one.
I was gonna say, and don't worry, it worked out for her.
Damn.
She's gonna be directing more Marvel movies.
Do you like that noted fun comedian that we like, Kumail Nanjiani? No, also Pakistani related. Got on massive steroids, and I'm pretty sure got his face reshaped.
Well, the steroids definitely like
it gave him a new jaw.
Gave him a new jaw. Yeah. It happens all the time.
All right,
with bodybuilders and stuff.
All right, so did all that, and then didn't even take his shirt off in the movie. Yep. He was doing all that for like at least 2 years for?
Yep.
Pretty funny.
Don't worry, he did it for Stuber. It wasn't for this.
It was for Stuber.
Stupid Uber.
Stupid Uber. Dumb Starbucks.
It's a pretty good movie though. It's really fun.
Him and Big Dave?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely can't go wrong. Love Dave. Love Kumail. It's the best.
More things?
I mean, just the things that aren't your hard to cuts or your... I
got lots.
Okay.
What do you think about David Fincher's best movie, Mank?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? You don't need to.
Didn't watch it.
It's pretty...
I think you told me not to watch it for the Oscars, so I was like, okay.
It's pretty boring.
So I just didn't watch it.
Yeah. It's too bad. It's got like the making... I mean, great director, great actors, and it's just not that interesting, unfortunately. More Oscar talk. The Trial of the Chicago 7.
I didn't really like it that much.
I mean, I like Sorkin, but I
don't really like Sorkin.
I think there's a better version of the Trial of the Chicago 7 elsewhere on the list, slightly higher up.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that one instead.
I think my big problem with that movie was you're going to have one of the greatest comedic improvising actors of all time as your main star, and you're going to force him to read the lines exactly the way you writ them,
and play
because that's the only way I will allow you to read these lines. It's fucking terrible.
Abby Hoffman, baby. Abby's not a boy's name. Stupid. Did you see Last and First Men?
Yes.
I
didn't put it on my list.
It's too avant-garde.
Yeah.
It's still pictures with Tilda Swinton talking over them.
Yeah.
As a person from 4 billion years in the future.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, and there's some fun concepts in it. Adam gave it an 8 because he's pretentious.
Yep.
But it's not something I'd put in my top 10. It's more of an art piece than a movie. It's something that could be playing in an art gallery.
Yeah.
Than a movie you'd see at the theater.
Yeah, I don't care about that avant-garde shit. I really don't.
Yeah. I don't. I could have told you to watch this, but it wouldn't have made your list. But it's kind of fun. A Little Vampire, French animated movie. It's one of the same people as The Rabbi's Cat.
Oh, okay.
I think. It starts more fun than it ends. There's lots of comedy. It's there's like a monster house, and then like a human kid like gets involved, and there's hijinks to be had. But
the dog's name is Phantomato.
Yes.
I don't like that. Stupid ass name.
And then like the third act is just kind of like this adventure battle that's with not much fun or life to it. That is kind of incongruent with the first two acts, which are like very silly and fun. So yeah, but it's like the animation's good and there's fun stuff in it. Also animated, Hayop Ka, aka You Animal. To be talked about later or no?
No, I didn't really put it on my list. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
but...
it's an animated Filipino furry telenovela.
Fucking Philippines.
And Drew's message to me about this was, Scott, I do not like the amount of dogs this cat is fucking.
I don't.
But yeah, it's
keep it within your same species.
Absolutely. If you like the animal puns in BoJack Horseman, you will really like the ones in this because they are all over the place and most are pretty funny.
Yeah,
like all in the back. Like every piece of advertising is a pun.
Yeah, it's very very much BoJack for that. I also got like Agretsuko vibes from it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's this like sort of very. Well, Philippines is, of course, the Mexico of Asia, so it's this very, like, Mexican telenovela, but they're Chinese.
The Chinese.
Yeah. And, but yeah, it's fun. There's some good stuff, and again, not enough to make the list. Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, movie of the year. Your thoughts?
It's not bad. It could be worse.
Well, I mean, it would be in my top 10
if they had kept the original teeth and eyes.
If they had kept the original teeth and eyes, absolutely. Now that's a movie.
That's okay. You got to see Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers because because Disney, it's like a Disney Properties. It has Ugly Sonic and it's voiced by Tim Robinson.
I forgot that it was one of because like there's movies now that are just references, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
You like Chip and Dale, like is like just rabbit. Same as like your Ready Player One or your what I've already forgotten the Ryan Reynolds one.
Free Guy.
Yeah, those they're just references. They're just like, hey, remember this? The movie,
but it's voiced by Tim Robinson, so
that's cool. I like that. What else? Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, Asian movie about a guy who's like security camera sees 2 minutes into the future and playing off of that, but it nice idea, but doesn't really work. Memory House.
I like Memory House.
Hey, if you want to see a man driven to becoming a furry by racism in Brazil, then Memory House is the movie for you. Boss Level coming up later.
Yep.
Okay. I was thinking that's probably I'm guessing that's a fun movie you were talking about. Yes. Dick Johnson is Dead.
Didn't do anything for me.
It was fine. It's the lady who did Camera Person in 2016, I think.
Also didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, here's a bunch of stuff I filmed.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, would you like to hear the one review, one line review from Dick Johnson is Dead?
Yes.
I cannot and will not ever forget those feet.
Oh yeah, yeah. So she made a movie about her dad and the inevitability of his death, but just before he died, and still hadn't by the end of the movie because it says Dick Johnson 1930 whatever 40 whatever to blank. Yeah, there's cool stuff. Like they do. Actually, there was a nice moment. They do. And there's because he has a heart attack or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And
they think he has a heart
something
attack.
like he's taken to the hospital for
Yeah.
something. And then the next scene is them doing his funeral.
Yeah.
And then there's sort of a reveal that he's not dead, and
Yeah.
he's watching.
He's watching everybody
his,
pretend
his own
his
funeral. But his best friend
Yeah.
gives a speech.
Yeah, yeah.
And full ass breaks down
Yeah.
for realsies.
Yeah.
And like that was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool concept, not on the list. The Call.
Don't worry, that's going to come up.
Don't
well, yeah, that'll come up next episode.
Okay. The Dry.
That'll also come up next episode.
The King of Staten Island.
We talk about it now. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Noted magic penis, Pete Davidson.
not anymore. I think something happened, didn't he?
His penis got cut off?
No.
Oh.
Like he admitted he was an addict and now he's in rehab or something, and
That's not news. Or he was still an addict now.
and he's not fucking or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Whatever it is.
He was just paying women drugs to say they fucked him?
Ooh.
What do you think about that?
I like that. What did you think?
I mean, he ended up better than Ariana Grande's previous boyfriend.
Who was...
Mac Miller killed himself.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Although Pete almost killed. Like when Pete was making all those cryptic Instagram posts, like "I'm going to kill myself," signed Pete Davidson.
Very cryptic.
Yeah.
But I think that was him making a joke about Mac Miller.
No, I think he was on a lot of drugs and maybe going to kill himself.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Old butthole eyes, Pete Davidson.
I would have loved to have loved this movie more,
Uh-huh.
but the first half really fucking dragged.
Yeah.
The second half was a lot better.
Yeah.
Like once he
Bill Burr is very good throughout.
Oh,
Bill
Bill's
Burr
amazing.
does a nice
Bill's
job
amazing.
in this movie.
Yeah. But I
like him a lot.
I really feel like it wasn't until he got into like doing the firefighting stuff that it didn't it really picked up then.
Yeah.
But that first
because you can describe the first act and a half in a couple of sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it takes longer than a couple of sentences.
Yeah, like everything about like who he is, like you could have cut more than half of that out and just gotten right to the firefighting stuff, and it would have been a way better movie. Like it didn't need to be, what is it, like 100 and...
I believe it's 2:17.
137 minutes, yeah, you're right.
You're welcome.
Too long. Could have been 140.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I would have liked it more, especially considering who it's directed by. I like Pete Davidson.
He did a better job than I was expecting, because I guess he's better taped than live.
Probably.
Because
Probably.
for the I don't know, 5 sketches he was in SNL in the 8 years he was there.
Yeah.
He's like not that good at it.
Well, I like that they eventually just kept making him be himself on Weekend
just
Update.
do stand up on Weekend Update.
Where like they understood where his like strengths and weaknesses were.
Like, I know we're a sketch show, but you're not a sketch guy. Yeah. But also, we're never going to fire you because we'd get in trouble for firing a junkie who lives with.
Well, and I think Lorne Michaels like genuinely loves.
I think
him.
Lorne loves him.
Like loves him,
and like John Mulaney loves him. Like I guess he's a kind of lovable guy.
Well, and I think also when he started working there, he was a baby.
I think he was 20.
Yeah, he was a child.
Yeah,
and so I think that they all kind of just like took him under their wing, and he's sort of their child.
Yeah,
so
their junkie child.
Their junkie child. So yeah, I would have loved to have really been more into it, especially because there's a lot of people in the movie I like.
Yep,
but the first part just dragged forever, and
The Woman Who Ran.
Yeah, we can talk about it now.
Okay, it's the last one I have to talk about.
Oh, well then good. We can move on because we're at 3 hours.
I'm
10
so mad. We're over 3 hours. Where did that hour go?
I don't know. We talked about.
We should be at 2:10.
We thought about a lot of fucking movies. Okay,
2:10. 420.
4
divided by 2.
20.
Think about it.
Let's do it right now.
210.
Do you want to go to 420?
420. Total would be lovely, but we're not going to. Yeah, it's A Woman Who Ran falls under the Chungking Express category of nice Asian movies.
Nice Asian movies.
Hey, are you nice and don't hate Asians? Then might I suggest The Woman Who Ran or Chungking Express.
Or Chungking Express. Hey,
Asian movies for nice people.
Hey, do you like cats?
Might I suggest cats?
Cats?
There are cats in this.
There are cats in this.
There's nice kitties in this.
Just chilling Just vibing.
Yeah, this is I like this kind of movie, which is just like quiet little things of people walking around and talking.
Yeah, like nothing crazy has to happen. It's just a nice movie.
It's this woman who has never spent a day away from her husband.
Yep. And he goes on a business trip.
He's on a business trip, and she just goes and like visits some people she knows.
Wanders the town.
And walking and talking and catching up.
Being an independent woman.
And it's nice. The sisters doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's good. And that's all the things.
Okay, good. And then when we when you come back, we'll talk about all the big things and go less than 3 hours.
And I have a very important question to ask.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So oh God.
See you next week.
We'll see you guys when I'm 40.
Ah!